Sup nerds, welcome to episode 35 of the Omni4Game podcast. I am Sean and I'm joined with Chris and Brandon as always.
Alright, sup guys, this week's Omni4Game recap. This week we go over our locals as always. We review the sim and what we're thinking about the new DCGO sim. We do our weekly reveals as always, and comment questions. So if you guys like this, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you in the next episode.
Alright, first topic, pre-release recap. I did I do the worst, Brandon? Do you remember the place?
No, I got second to last.
Okay,
Yeah, Chris
cool.
got second to
All right.
last.
Chris did the worst. He goes first.
First of all, Brain, get off the damn Steam Deck. Put the thing away.
For real, dude.
Okay, we're here to do it. We're here to do a job. Okay.
Yeah, this is part of my job. I'm setting it up for when we get to it.
No, it's not. So it was pre-release night. We all know I hate the pre-release.
You do.
Uh,
I think it's because you're bad at them.
we played a whole 2 rounds because everyone loves pre-release so much they wanted the tournament to end so we could get product. Wow. We also had a true undefeated after 2 rounds because in the first round we had 4 draws.
It was bad. I almost went to time in my match and we only played 2 games.
Yeah. So I would say I got a little lucky pulling a Tyrant and the Grand Quagmine Ace. Never got the combo off. I never got to go into Tyrant into the Grand Quagga.
Good.
Again, because I only saw one of each. So, but normally when that would hit the field, it was kind of like Jover.
Yeah, because what was your opponent going
But
to do?
yeah,
Hopefully
but
see removal.
I came across a Shroudmon, which is actually pretty strong in the pre-release, especially if you don't have like removal. Or your removal is just really bad.
Yep.
Even if like you have removal, it can save itself. So I did not pull a Shroudmon. That's probably the only time that card's gonna be good. So
Probably, yeah.
Yep.
yeah, I ended up tying round 1 and then losing round 2. I think the game count was 2-1. Yeah, it was pretty good. So that's it.
Who's next between me and you, Brandon? I don't know.
I got higher.
Okay. Round 1, so as far as my pulls were concerned, I didn't pull anything super awesome. I didn't pull any aces. I didn't pull Rapid or Magna. The 2 supers I pulled were Dorumon and Dino Beamon, which pulling 1 DNA is really cool, but you have to see it. I saw it a few times, but it was never really like super impactful. Round 1, I got better decked versus the eventual winner of the tournament. I got Grand Kawaga aced 2 games in a row, and once I hit the board, it was really hard for me to deal with because I didn't see any of my removal that I put in my deck. Like I had the Pulsemon option.
I think everybody had that in the deck.
Yeah. I never saw that in my security or my deck, like drawing it in either game, even though I saw like most of my deck both games, which was weird. I like almost thought I forgot to put it in. And I also was playing the Darugamon removal, the 6-cost black option. Never saw that one either. Yeah, and he just established I also only pulled 3 megas. That was pretty rough. Like I was basically forced to design like a rookie rush deck with like all of the armor purges and stuff. But
It's not even rush either because they all cost 3 to Digivolve.
yes, there's not really much rush to it. And
No.
once my opponent gets like a big blocker out, I'm just like, okay, cool, I just lose here. And that's exactly what happened round 1. And then round 2, played against Will, and I was able to actually establish a mega relatively early both games. Like I opened double Ukomon a game 1, promoted and like searched another Uko, evoed it and raising, then promoted next turn and searched twice and hatched again. And beat him relatively easily. He got a Shroudmon on the field, but he swung with it, then I just swung over it on my turn and it can't protect itself in battle. Yeah, I won that 2-0. I ended up coming in whatever place, Brandon, if he remembers.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
I will say it was pretty nice that no one pulled the Magna.
Yeah, no Magna X pull in the pre-release.
So
That'd
nobody
been
had
deadly.
immediate tier 0.
Yeah, multiple Rapid X is pulled, but it doesn't get its effect unless you have Rapid Mon or X antibody underneath it.
Yeah, so I was one of those unfortunate people who pulled Rapid X. So I got one of the secret rares in the box. I also pulled the Tyrant Grand Quagga Little Engine. Again, never saw them. Never saw Tyrant, never saw Grand. I saw Grand once, actually. I did see Grand once.
Such a good card.
But, yeah, very good card. Unless your opponent's just sitting on a 13k Shroudmon, staring at it, telling you, eat a bag.
Yeah, Benjamin pulled 2 Shroudmons and basically built a Pulsemon deck for pre-release. He pulled an alt art and a regular super of Shroudmon.
So Ben was just my first opponent.
Ben has crazy good pre-release luck.
Literally,
His
he's built a Pulsemon deck.
Yeah, his deck always has like synergy somehow. It's crazy.
Yeah. So I ended up pulling only 10 rookies, which I think for a 40 card deck is actually pretty okay. But I only pulled 2 Tamas as well, so that feels bad. I never pull any Tamas.
I pulled 6, dude.
Ben only pulled 1 Tama.
Yeah, he did.
Damn.
And he was okay with it because he was like, "Oh, that just means I can put these guys in the raising area without paying the 1."
Well, he didn't. He still was asking round 1 about.
He wasn't sure that was even how.
He was like, "Do you pay the memory?" And we were like, "No, you just
because you're
put
playing it down there."
Yeah, you just play it in the raising area.
But yeah, so he established a Shroudmon game 1 with like pseudo removal in his stack inside like his inheritables and stuff like that, so he could suspend my bodies and like as he was going, and then just clear them with his other bodies because he's able to keep a board up and I can't. Like I literally got him down to 0 security, and then he activates his 6 cost option, which puts itself back in security, and now is a Wyvern's out of security. So I was like, all right, so I can't go wide because you clear my board, and I can't check your security because whatever hits it is going to die. Cool. So that's just game 1. Game 2, like, almost the same thing. Just whatever. And then guess what? Next round, I got the bye.
Oh, that's right. You did get a bye.
So I seriously just went whoop all the way in the rankings for no reason.
Dude, I for real I got doo-dooed on because Will finished dead last, I think. And me just getting paired with him round 2 just completely tanked my tiebreakers.
Yeah, so
because I lost to the winner and then beat Will, but ended up like in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, pre-release over. That was my night. I got 2-0'd by Ben with his highly synergistic deck.
Yeah, his literal Pulsemon deck. Do you guys want to talk about your sick pulls in the boxes that you opened after the pre-release tournament was over?
Let's talk about how Sean has a whole box and he refuses to open to see if we pull another Magna. Because I bought 3 boxes, Brandon bought 1, even though we were both supposed to buy 2. But no. Brandon's a damn dirty liar.
I told you going in, I don't care for this set, I'm buying 1 box. And then you said, oh, well, if you get another one, I'll pay you for it. So, we have more boxes. I said,
and then you broke the seal on it. That was your box.
You literally handed it to me.
Damn it.
He literally handed it to me, said, you're not doing anything. Here, do this, and hands me the box and says, open it. And then as soon as
you opened it.
All right, that's your box now.
Yep.
Damaged goods. I can't accept that now. Why would I pay you back for it?
I'm glad you guys got the 4th box.
Out of 4 boxes, we pulled 3 Magnas. Unfortunately, in my very last box, I cannot make this up. In my last 2 packs, I had not pulled my alt art or my secret yet. I pulled double alt arts, and they weren't even. Okay, the Tyrant was a cool alt art. The second was the Malomyotismon. That was the really upsetting part. But like literally last box, last 2 packs.
Did you pulled an alt art Mallow?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I would have wanted to look at him.
Oh yeah, those were the last 2 packs. Was the alt art Tyrant, which I was like, oh my god, if the Magna's in the very last pack, that's crazy. Nope, alt art Mallow. Dude, these I don't know if it's just me, but these boxes are kind of like out of left field because we ended up pulling like a bunch of like play sets and then nothing of certain cards. Like we did pull one Sylphimon. What else didn't we pull? Is that Sylphie the only one we didn't pull? I'd have to look at the entire list of supers.
What are the other level 3 supers? Is it just Adoru?
Yeah, we only pulled like 1 of him.
There was you guys only pulled a couple of Shacks, didn't you? Like 1 or 2?
Yeah, only 2.
Takuamons? Yeah, 2 of them.
2. Big Uko, I think I've seen is like the most pulled super.
Well, I mean, getting like 3 Magna X's out of 4 boxes, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We pulled like 6 or 7 tyrants.
Yeah, a lot of tyrants. Hardly any Vikemons. I think we only ended up with 2, right?
2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to get a couple more of those.
I feel like they
ended up
definitely
trading-
weighted the pull rates as far as like what was meta in Japan. Because
Yeah.
like the tyrants, and I think Magna
Yeah.
X seems like it's got a pretty decent pull rate.
The Dino Beamon, Brandon, I think we only pulled 1, but then we had to trade for 1, right? Because
No, we
we
pulled
needed
2. We pulled 2. We traded for 1.
Yeah.
no, I swear you had to trade for another one. Didn't you? Didn't you have to
pulled it.
trade up?
Because
Okay.
you pulled 1, I pulled 1, and
Yeah.
we traded.
Okay, okay.
And you guys
Okay.
will be getting mine to make a playset because I don't need it.
And then like 5 Pyldramons, which I was okay with. I need 4 anyways.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I pulled one of the Pyldras in my pre-release, so.
yeah. So I was pretty happy with our boxes. I really wish we would have got the 4th Magna, but it is what it is.
Mm.
I'm just
No
tentatively
crazy.
waiting- I'm just tentatively
Yeah, no-
waiting for 17.
No crazy alt arts. Like we ended up pulling like the alt art Cody and TK, which
Mhm.
I'll give them credit. Those cards are dog water. I don't care what the comment section is. Okay, you can hype them up all you want. Show me some results with these decks, and then I'll lay off.
Then we'll
Okay,
talk.
these cards are dog water, except for the metal one like Davis and Ken, because that's Imperial Jamon. But they look cool as hell.
They do. They're very pretty cards.
Yeah.
Even
Altar
though I
Louis
pulled,
looked really good.
yeah, that's the other alt art I pulled. I said I will never touch this card, but does it look good to look at? Yeah.
Yeah, my box had the one that I actually my box, not the one Chris forced me to open and told me
So which one, the first or second one?
the first one.
First one.
Had the Magna X and the Altart Dorumon Tamer guy, whatever his name is.
Oh, yeah. You say it.
Kosuke.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
I
something
don't even
like
know his
that.
name off the top of my head.
And then you traded that for an alt art fighter mode, I believe.
Yeah,
Mhm.
bit of a loss on the trade, but it's a card we're never going to use. So
Long term, I
And
feel
Chris
like you
actually
guys
plays
would be
Imperial.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think long term the fighter mode might be a little bit better.
Yeah.
The Darugamon would have to see. I mean, it is. Is it a fan favorite deck?
Yeah,
I feel like Alphamon's.
fan favorite.
Yeah, but it's not Alphamon.
Yeah, but you can use Alphamon.
I mean,
No, you can't. Not in that
I
deck.
wouldn't.
Not
You
with the
could-
way the
Not
line is now.
specifically,
You can use
but-
some of his support, but you're mostly just using the Dorumons.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we took like a $5 or $6 loss on that, but I didn't mind because I feel like the Imperialmon's going to be a little bit more valuable over time because people actually try and make that deck work. The people will probably try and make the Dorugamon work as well, just because of collision and the way it works.
It seems like it'll be pretty decent.
Yeah, it'll be all right. So yeah, I was happy with our pulls. No complaints here. I do want to try and get a play set of Sylphimons though, because I do want to try out like a pure Valkyremon ace deck, just for Valkyremon.
Ben was on that copium last night telling us it's a good deck.
Chris
I
is
don't
sitting
think
there
it's-
trying to find ways to make it beat Ruin Mode.
I
Not Ruin Mode,
really wish Valkyremon said until the end of your opponent's turn,
Until
like
he
shine.
ruin-moded.
Yes,
Yeah, like
because
an actual Ruin Mode.
then you could actually deal with the Magna X. I don't understand why people are coping on this. Sure, you can DNA into Sylphie and target the Magna and go, okay, -7.
Mm.
Okay, cool. Okay, and then if I could Digivolve into Valcase and go -5. Okay, pass turn. Then the Magna would die. But it loses the -5 at the end of my turn. So the
Yeah.
Magna can't die. What does Valcase do from there?
Valcase doesn't do
It
anything.
needed-
You have to go into Sylphie and then either hard play Angelwomon or Evo into Magnadramon to out the Magna X.
What
So,
you
like, I can
need, you need the ability to Digivolve on your opponent's turn as soon as it starts, kind of like the Paladin, not Paladin, the Fighter Mode, Dragon Mode
No,
combo.
the Grace Nova.
Like Grace.
Yeah, like Grace Nova.
So I could see where the deck is cool, or like not cool, but like could be fun to play around with. I actually see people instead of playing both versions of the Sylphimon, they're playing Dino B and Sylphimon as their level 5s.
Yeah, I guess
'Cause
'cause you
Dino
could
B is
play
just-
back your free guys.
Yeah, Dino B is just super good.
Yeah, it's a really
yeah.
good card.
Love that guy.
So I'm excited to try them out. Play a couple new decks.
Thoughts on the new simulator?
We don't have any top 16 decks to go over.
I don't think so.
I mean, also the new format's about to start. Who cares?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think there are any though.
So this is why I have the
All
Steam
right.
Deck, because it is
Now-
actually a Steam Deck app.
Everyone
Like,
needs to be
play.
positive, okay? No criticism and no being condescending, okay, Sean?
No constructive criticism allowed.
None. We are
You're only
listen.
allowed to
No,
suck it with the Glizzy 9000.
on an actual serious note, we all do appreciate the sim and love Huang Zero. Like the work him and his devs have put into this is crazy. Like,
yeah, it's a
but the thing
beautiful
is-
sim.
yes, it's awesome. I like the little way they had to get around Bandai with the images. That was
Like
funny.
we took the images off the sim, download them yourself.
Yeah. Do it yourself. They can't come
Makes
after
sense.
us if you do
Yeah.
it yourself. Yeah, it makes sense. But that doesn't mean that we can't be like, oh, hey, it
I
still
would
needs
like
a little bit of work.
function that lets me know I'm under ruin mode effect.
Yeah, even I think even Huang would say like, hey, it's not perfect. It's not done yet. I'm sure he still wants to do work on it.
yeah,
Yeah,
this is
they've
still
already
considered a
announced we're getting
beta
ladder
test.
system. We're getting a
Yeah.
spectate system.
Yeah, this is what they have said. This is officially an open beta. It's like they're looking for feedback.
So, anytime, like someone says something negative at it, you don't need to take that as an attack. It's not.
Yeah, it doesn't mean we
It
don't
might
like the
not
sim. We love the sim. That
Yeah.
goes without saying. Like we love the sim. The sim is really awesome. We are just giving our feedback on the things that could potentially be improved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that being said, glowing review of this thing. It's actually really nice.
Hmm.
Like, I really enjoy how easy it is to not only put a deck together, but have like the icon set, you name it, all this stuff. It's like really simple.
Hmm.
I know Drazel, they were going through some like updates where, man, they made that thing a chore sometimes when you were like, you had to click on it, go through everything,
You had to like drag and drop it. Yeah.
drag and drop.
They've
But
also made
the
it
deck was really good.
They've also made it super simple to like customize it if you wanted to. Like you can go into your image thing and like change the images of like what the mat looks like and like
Mhm.
Yeah.
the everything like that. So that's also super easy to customize if you want
Like,
to change it up yourself.
If you're
It
an
reminds
artist,
me.
if you're an artist, you could actually theoretically go in and make a custom art for your favorite card and use it in the sim.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the Yu-Gi-Oh one, YGO like Death Pro or something like that.
Yeah.
That one you could like fully customize the
Mhm.
background, the sleeves, all that crazy stuff.
Yeah. It seems like they kind of use that as the blueprint for the simulator.
Yeah. It's definitely a lot of fun. I gotta mess around with it a little bit more. The AI is hilarious.
Stupid.
Hard play mega pass.
Yeah. It is absolutely hilarious. It feels like I'm playing against like a 2-year-old, which is about appropriate.
They're like, I can legally do this, therefore I will be doing this.
It was funny because I didn't know when I first played against the AI that it was just gonna pick the same deck I had. I thought maybe like
It's
it had,
random.
like
It randomly chooses of your decks that you've built.
I only had one deck.
Yeah, well, it's always going to be that deck then.
Yeah. I figured that out after I played it one time. I thought it would just like have its own like regular deck that it would just like
It like knew how to
randomize through.
use.
Yeah. And so the only deck I had built at the time was the Dark Masters deck. So I was like, all right, let me test this out, and I played against it.
Ooh, that's kind of rough because I
Yeah.
feel like the sim might be able to figure that one out just by accident.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
It couldn't
All right.
figure it. It couldn't figure it out.
Hard play
I'm
defeat.
talking. It was like hard play Omnimon, and I'm like, it was like Zort too. It was
Okay.
like hard play Omnimon Zort, and I'm like, oh my god. Okay.
I guess I win.
Yeah, I'm kind of just
so it
going
was-
through right now and just messing with like the deck editor and stuff like that, and it's so intuitive. I really enjoy it.
I will say, because for some reason they couldn't find some of those promos and stuff. I spent like an hour because again I wasn't on the Discord, so I didn't know about all those images, and spent about an hour adding them all myself. They're all in like Japanese because there's like no English pictures of them on the internet.
There
I tried
are.
and searched.
You literally.
I found
You
them.
went to the Japanese website. You potato.
No,
So-
I literally
No.
went to Google,
You went.
typed in the card.
That's
typed in
not
the
what
card,
you're
found
supposed to
it.
do. So
It's too
I'm
late,
gonna
that's what they
I'm gonna
look
tell
like.
you this because clearly you did not understand the instructions, and I'm gonna tell the audience this. If you go to the official Digimon card game website and pull up the card list of those cards, you can literally drag the image into your folder for the sim, and it will save it as the correct file name and the correct file type, and it literally is just a drag and drop directly off of the website.
If
He's
you're like
lying to
me-
you. I tried that. Didn't work.
You clearly
you're like
didn't. You
me
just
and
said you
hit
typed
that
in
clearly.
Google Images.
Well, that was after I tried the website. Brandon was there with me.
You went to the Japanese website too, because if you go to the English website, they're in English.
Yeah, for real. Like, if you just Google images, the English site is also going to show up. So anyway, Chris has a very old computer, so
Silly.
But
I
if
think
you're on
it's
Steam
I think
Deck
it's
like
100%
me-
user error. I'm not blaming his computer on that one.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go back.
The
and
fact that he
figure
said
it
they're
out.
Japanese images tells me all I need to know.
I know, he just didn't look.
Yeah.
If you're on Steam Deck like me, it's also very simple. You essentially just have to add it as a game to your Steam library. That includes the image scraper. The image scraper needs to be added to your Steam as a game as well, and then that's how you run it. This is also super intuitive. I did have to do some different steps to get the promos in, because whenever I would try to drag and drop them, it would save the file as a JPEG, not a PNG. So you just have to rename the file to PNG, and you're good to go, and they'll show up no problem, like I just showed the Ukomon.
That's what I did.
Game. Yeah, you added about 5 or 6 steps that weren't necessary.
It's
4 of
literally
those steps-
drag and drop on a PC, dude.
4 of those steps he added were calling me into the room to complain about how he couldn't do it. Meanwhile, I'm just out there on my keyboard and mouse with my little monitor, essentially, just going through.
You know how you
Hey.
complained about the AI on the sim, Chris? You are the AI trying to save those images to your sim.
First of all, I was not complaining about the AI. That was a great win. Hard fought battle. Second, when I play my Japanese promo Louis, you guys will be in trouble.
Well, fun fact, it does not show up as that image for us. It shows up as the image we have saved, so it's only Japanese
It'll
for
just
you.
be for you.
It's just for you.
Oh, dang
so
it.
whenever
That's-
I used Dracmon on Sean.
It was
he couldn't
Zuko
see
and
it.
Draco. Yeah, I couldn't
Oh,
see
yeah.
it, but Brandon could see it.
Yeah.
It just the sim goes off what your files are saved as far as what you see.
Not what your opponent has.
Yeah, not what your opponent has. That way, like if you have custom images for your cards, it's not gonna like screw your opponent up. So like you can do whatever you want
Yeah.
as far as like I'm
Oh,
probably gonna
that's
do a
smart.
custom image for ruin mode. I just haven't really
Yeah, with the Dougie.
I was thinking about it, but I think the wrecked like blurb coming off of him goes outside of the border.
Card boundary.
So I don't think that would show up, but I'm thinking about it.
Just get Taryn to commission a custom card where it's you, like Seto Kaibaing the card with like ruin mode behind you. Make it like the channel icon and everything, and use it in the sim during your videos.
That'd be funny. Yeah, I might get him to, if he was willing to send me the file for my my mat image.
I'll
And-
put it in.
Yeah, and use my mat on the sim. I'd have to like promise not to like disperse the image,
Distribute it.
obviously. Yeah, which I wouldn't. I'd have no reason. I'd be like, screw off, go buy it from him.
This is mine.
Yeah, this is my mat.
I think it would be even better if it was a card art, like Brandon said, where you were like on the card, but instead of Shine Greymon behind you, it was like a combination of Tyranitar and Shine Greymon.
Oh, that'd be so sick.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would love that. I will say the AI obviously doesn't know what it's doing. It just does. I think it literally, like the way it seems to work, because I've been messing around with the AI a lot, is it knows its choice of actions that it can legally take, and it randomly just chooses one of those. If it has multiple, if it just has one, it just does that. but I think it just randomly decides what legal action it can take. Because
Yeah,
I've seen it Evo up in raising, but I've also seen it Evo in raising, then just hard play the thing it could have Evo'd in raising.
Yeah, I forced it to play Melga because it's the only deck I had, and I was like, let's see how it does this. It was awful. It did not understand. Like, it was hard playing things, and it was just like, no, this is a stacked deck, bro.
I like it because it's basically like a go fish simulator, which that's how I figure out card choices for my decks. Is I go fish them a lot and just see like how they draw and stuff. And basically, it's accomplishing that for me. So I don't really care that the simulator is a potato. Then I'm playing against a wall, basically.
Yeah.
It just lets me like figure out combos and stuff like that. Like I enjoy the simulator because I've built Jesmon on there and I've been messing with that.
Test draw button.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a test draw.
That's not. No, I'm talking about like playing out a game with the deck and understanding like how combos work. Because I built Jesmon and I've been messing around with that and learning like the combos and stuff.
With Magna? You gonna play it with Magna?
I'm playing it, dog. I'm playing on the sim. It's BT16.
Oh no, I know, but I'm saying, are you gonna build Jesmon with Magna?
No, I'm saying I built Jesmon on the sim to play with it because I thought it'd be fun, and I've been practicing against the bot because I haven't played Jesmon since BT6, so like I'm unfamiliar with the combos and stuff. Exactly. That's exactly why I like it. I don't care that the bot is obviously probably never going to win unless I'm just bad. But it's just a good way, especially when it just gives you 10 memory, because you're like, cool, I can just figure out what I can do here. Thanks for hard slamming that mega.
Jesmon GX has been steadily climbing in price since people realized you can use Magna with it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's gonna... I think maybe you play that in the armor version, but there's no reason to play Jesmon GX in like the vaccine version of Magna X. Like, literally no reason.
No, like people are playing it in just pure Jesmon.
Oh, that seems... I guess you could run it as... Okay, I can see how you could just slot that in.
Bruh, I just see people killing people with it. You just win. If you see the combo, you just win.
It's really fun comboing with I literally net decked someone that top 16'd one of the events. I've just been practicing with their list. And I think all you do is you'd replace the Genkumon X's with Magna X's, and I think that's literally it. You just wouldn't get to play a Sistermon off the effect, but you'd be invulnerable and you'd have 3 checks with Jesmon GX and probably swinging twice.
It's still a very high rolly deck, but like if you see the line and you go into it,
yeah, it's pretty filthy when they pop off on you, especially when they have like when they Genkumon X you and their entire field is unbounceable and can't be DP reduced. It's pretty nasty.
Yeah. So, you guys think we've talked enough about Magna X?
No.
I don't think we have either.
I will say, when we were talking about the cards last week, I did not realize that collision affected the player, not the Digimon, which I do think changes some of my opinions on some of the cards. Like, I think Dorugamon will have...
I think it's going to be a good deck.
A slightly better chance against Magna, because I did watch some deck profiles. I think it was Digital Gate Studios, where he put up his profile the other day, which I didn't even think about it, because you can play AG in that deck, because it's an SOC card.
That'll give you the lines. Okay, AG makes more sense then, yeah.
Yeah. So I was telling Caleb this yesterday too. I was like, he was talking about playing the Shu Yulin, maybe? No.
Yeah, that's it.
Is it Shu? The other 4 cost. I was like, dude, don't even play that. I was like, you'll play 4 copies of Kosuke because he's your like main tamer, and then, dude, I was like, play AG.
Yeah.
And he's just like, why? I was like, dude, it's SOC, and you play a Digimon off the Darugamon,
and you get Alliance.
And you immediately get Alliance, and then what is Magna X going to do? Because now you're forcing it to block with collision, and you're running over the Magna.
Yeah, that's why I think that deck has a decent shot at being meta, is because it can just force your Magna X to block. The only thing is if they have a second Digimon on the field, they can get around that, obviously.
Right.
It's funny that Magna X having blocker inherently is a downside in that matchup, because if it didn't have blocker, it would not gain blocker from collision. So it would not be forced to block, but because it already has blocker, that's what makes it be forced to block.
Yeah, I think it's a better interaction than what you would have to do in the red hybrid matchup, because I've been trying to look into that now because it's probably going to be the deck I'm playing going forward. But the way you have to play red hybrid now is if they establish the Magna X, you either have to force them to block an BT7 Emperor swing, or you have to raid it with Marsmon.
Marsmon, dude, that is... I don't know, Sean. Marsmon can get up pretty big and just blitz right over it.
Yeah. Because you're gaining 8k DP.
I feel like if you're playing against inferior versions like Ben, I'm calling you out, Ben. I don't think your list is as good as mine.
The shot! The shot!
So Ben is not playing Venusmon as a secondary mega, and he doesn't want to put it in. And I keep telling him he's playing Magnadramon as a secondary mega.
Really?
Okay.
He's playing it specifically so he can answer Magna X, because if you Angelomon into Magnadramon, it kills their Magna X at the beginning of their turn. But Venusmon also helps you answer Magna X and just keep them from being immune. But it also answers basically every other matchup you might run into and just stuns them for a turn. So I think Venus is the better overall card. So like if you play Venus versus Red Hybrid, you're just like, LOL, you're not doing anything, bud.
Yeah, I would have
Blitz, my guy.
Marsmon raid into it and keep turn, because I wouldn't be able to activate Blitz.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck keeping turn evoing into a mega.
Yeah, I mean, you play enough grab crushes, it's possible.
I mean, yeah, sure. If that's some butts were candy and nuts,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think Venus is the best secondary mega, but we'll see. I mean, obviously Ben's going to build it, and we'll have mirror matches and stuff.
It's also
It's really hard to deal with.
Yeah.
For all the people talking about like how well or like how good these other decks are gonna be because they can also play Magna, okay, that doesn't make that deck good. It just makes Magna still good. And not only that, I said that about all that about like the Darugamon or like these other cards playing against Magna. You need so much more
to go right,
to happen and go right, and see so many different pieces to do all that. First of all, like Darugamon, okay. First of all, you have to see all your pieces. Second, you have to make sure you can get the Darugamon into trash, which, yes, I understand. You can trash it from your hand. Okay. You have to then Digivolve into your level 5. You have to Digivolve into it, etc. You got to see the AG, which you can't play for free in that deck. You're hard playing the AG for 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so you need way more to go right in this deck instead of Digivolve, Magna.
I think you can play Lugamon in the deck.
You probably could, but I think you would mainly still just
on top of SOC.
And they also even on top of purple straight up, so like they can pay either cost.
Does Luga give DP buffs?
No, it gives,
but it lets you tuck
SOC.
the AG out of trash or hand for free.
Yeah, I know, but I think you need the DP. No, because I guess if you're alliancing, you wouldn't need it.
Yeah,
I mean,
you get the memory when
maybe
you play the dude out.
Yeah, like I'm just like you might not have like super stellar choices for all of your level 3s, so like it could be a potential inclusion.
Yeah. So, like, anyways, like I was saying, for these other decks that you're looking to play, you need way more to go right than just Magna, like Yellow Vaccine Magna. Yeah. You just have to Digivolve into your line, and then that's it. You're good. You're Gucci.
You're just like, all right, I'm going to ride out from here.
Yeah, I made a joke the other day, I think it was to Chris, where I said, oh, yeah, you just play an Ulforce, as your secondary Mega, because you play Gold Beedramon. You have an armor form. So you play Magna Force. It's so stupid. People are just like, oh, but it has armor form, so therefore you win, right? Magna? You just win now.
People don't realize that if you're playing Magna X in a deck that doesn't touch its security every turn, it's immune for 1 turn, and that's it.
And then you're praying.
Yeah, then you're
praying that you're able to swing security.
And they don't have an ace.
They don't have an ace. They can't out it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're praying you don't hit an option.
Yep.
Because the option will interrupt and kill it.
Yes. Magna X is a very good card, but it's broken in the vaccine variant because you can just immune every turn.
Yeah. Like, you can make it immune just simply by promoting.
Yeah, promote your Patamon or Salamon.
Yeah, and immune.
Yep. Looks like I'm immune.
Sounds like a lot of these people I'm talking about haven't experienced it. The pain.
They haven't. They don't know what it's like.
They don't know.
No one knows what it's like.
And then they're gonna go to their locals with their hot shot Sylphimon or Shakuamon decks and be like, I'm gonna get first place tonight. And hopefully they run into like a decent yellow vaccine player with Magna X as their top end, and they're just gonna get bodied and be like, okay, maybe this isn't as good as I thought.
Yeah, that will definitely be happening to people. On to weekly reveals. 7th Fascination. 7 cost option. Trash your turn. When your Digimon digivolves into Lilithmon X by returning this card to the bottom of the deck, activate this card's main effect. I think we did read this.
We did read this one, yes. We're on the Gecko.
Okay. God, Brandon. Geckomon. Evil's on top of level 3 with Nature Spirit trait for 2 memory. On play or when digivolving, draw 1 inheritable jamming. Yeah, blue needs more of that.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that card at all.
I like the art. I like how it's kind of pastel.
Cute card, but not Magna.
Yeah,
True. I don't think he's passed out. I think he's just enjoying the rain falling on his head.
He's just enjoying it.
Yeah, he's just happy.
I did see somebody troll posting about the Shogun Gekumon saying it beats Magna X.
Oh, I haven't read like any of these reveals yet.
Yeah, I haven't read it, but I saw a meme about it.
Shogun Gekomon. On play, one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers can't suspend until the end of their turn. Your turn, all of your Digimon with the Nature Spirits trait can't have their attack targets changed.
Okay, so it's just unblockable.
Yeah. And then I'm assuming they're like, oh, it stuns the Magna X, but that's not how Magna X works if you trigger its effect.
I mean, at least he's unblockable, so I guess you're getting in there.
Yeah. I mean, that is nice, I guess.
All of them, too, so if he's just sitting on the board, like, everybody else can just swing.
Yeah, well, it says all of them. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Not all of
he's just
like,
sitting out there.
Yeah, but, like, he's also unblockable, too.
Yeah. I'm saying now everybody else can swing, too. It's not just him.
It's just a shame you're running Nature Spirits.
Yeah, feels bad.
Toy Agumon. It's a 3 Musketeers card. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with 3 Musketeers in its text, and 1 option card with a cost of 6 among them to the hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Inheritable, your turn, Digimon gets 2,000 DP.
Okay.
Get riggedy wrecked. You guys can't use your 7 cost option cards even more now.
Not anymore. Then we have a new Deputymon. When digivolving / when attacking once per turn, you may trash 1 option card in 1 Digimon's Digivolution cards. Your turn, this Digimon gains a 3 Musketeers trait. That's so weird. Inheritable, your turn, this Digimon gets 2,000 DP. Why didn't they just do rule 3 Musketeers trait?
Yeah, because now it's only a 3 Musketeers when he's on the field. Maybe they didn't want you searching it or something.
It has
this is obviously
in its text though. So
this is obviously like Avenged Kidmon's line, right?
Yeah.
It's not Avenged Kid. It's the Magna Kid.
Magna Kid. Okay.
Yeah.
Same guy. Who cares?
Yeah. Then we have
speaking of
Magna Kidmon. On play / when digivolving, you may use 1 option card with the 3 Musketeers trait from your hand without paying the cost. Then draw cards until there are 6 cards in your hand. End of your turn, once per turn, by trashing 1 option card in this Digimon Digivolution cards. 1 of your Digimon with 3 Musketeers trait gains security attack +1 for the turn and attacks.
Okay. Good way to get some aggro in the deck.
Yeah, I'm curious if this deck is going to end up playing all 3 of them, or if it's just going to turn into Beelstar Turbo like the OG.
Again?
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember the original deck never played this. It played Gundramon and Beelstar, and then Gundramon eventually got cut.
Yep.
But this guy seems a little more generic than the OG one, so maybe he'll see play.
Oh, I like the art for this his option card. It's actually thick looking.
Let's see. Chaos Triangular. Okay.
It's just all of them firing their guns.
Oh, Jesus, it is.
Gundramon's firing his face.
Yeah. Okay, that is pretty cool. It says blam, 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 blam.
Yeah, blam everywhere.
When an effect trashes this Digivolution card, one of your Digimon gets plus 3,000 DP until the end of your opponent's turn. While you have a Digimon with the Three Musketeers trait, you may ignore this card's color requirements. Main, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 9,000 DP or less. For each your Digimon with a Three Musketeers trait with different names, add 3,000 to this DP-based deletion effects maximum. Then place this card as the bottom deletion card of one of your Digimon with Three Musketeers trait. Security, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 12,000 DP or less.
So if you have at least
okay.
one body on the board, it's already a 12k deletion.
Yeah.
If you don't have anything on the board, it's just 9.
It's okay. I mean, it's still a lot of requirements and steps to like reach like a decent threshold.
Yeah. I mean, if you have 2 Digimon on the field, it's 15,000.
Yeah.
That you
That's
can
most level 7s.
play for free off of the... It seems like all of the level 6s.
You can finally out an Imperial Paladin. Assuming it hasn't killed you.
Yeah, getting to play these removal options for free is going to feel really good when you're playing against aces.
Oh, yeah. Gain memory for that stuff.
Der Blitz. When an effect trashes...
Der Blitz?
Der Blitz. When an effect trashes this Digivolution card, de-evo one of your opponent's Digimon. While you have a Digimon with a Three Musketeers trait, you may ignore this card's color requirements. Main, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost, then place this card as the bottom Digivolution card of one of your Digimon with Three Musketeers trait. Security, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost.
Yeah, okay.
Meh.
I mean, the de-evo is cool.
It is, but that's like... You have to resolve one of your tuck effects and then trash it.
And then trash it,
Yep.
yeah.
Seems like the weakest
try not
one
to
out of the
underestimate
bunch.
any card that has de-evo in its text.
Yeah. Piximon. On deletion, you may play 1 yellow or Nature Spirit trait Digimon card with a play cost of 4 or less from your hand without paying the cost. Inheritable when attacking once per turn. One of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 4,000 DP for the turn.
Ooh, I like that Inheritable. Neg 4K the Inheritable is very good.
The Inheritable's cool, but its regular is...
The on deletion is extremely mid.
Yeah. The Inheritable is definitely the best part of this card.
Yeah. Then we have higher quality of the females. So we have Sakuyamon.
Yeah, this is the mommy set.
Yep, this is the mommy set. I believe the pre-orders have closed for this, if I'm not mistaken.
You don't say. Probably the quickest in history.
No, it was open the whole time. They closed in the middle of May.
Yeah, no, I think they take orders and then make quality of orders or quantity of orders.
Yeah, like they say that they might stop if they like sell too many, but I don't think that's ever going to be the case because, like Brandon said, I'm pretty sure they just make them to order. I can't click on these images; they're loading super slow, so we're just going to move on. Triceramon. On play /
Nature Spirit.
When Digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. It can't unsuspend until the end of their turn. Rule trait has dinosaur trait or dinosaur type. Inheritable all turns once per turn. When the Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack.
Okay.
This is Dorbic support.
It's a green level 5 effect, I guess.
Yeah.
How many green level 5s have that exact effect as an Inheritable?
Yeah. This is random Dorbic support. Saber Leomon Ace. Okay.
Ooh.
Don't get excited. It's going to be bad.
Dog, why are these images loading so slowly?
Because it's Leomon.
Hold on one second. I'm going to update my my Discord real quick and see if that fixes this. All right, let's see if this image pulls up. Okay. Pulls up immediately. This is an alt art of the BT16 Vmon. Interesting. It's from the Legend Pack, whatever that is. Then we have Legend Pack BT15 alt art of Lugomon. Stupid dog. Then we have... Is this BT16? Yep. Pulspawn and Lugomon. Okay. This guy's just holding a Digimon card while standing next to an actual Digimon. Interesting. Terramon. This guy. Same dude. And then... Oh, that's actually it. We didn't have a lot. Surprising. Oh, you guys froze. Dope.
Brother. As soon as you clicked on that picture, like, it went down.
Fortunately... it was all just alt arts, and there weren't any actual reveals, so I just went through the arts. And I didn't even realize you guys were frozen until I was done. And I was like, they've been real quiet, and I looked over and you're both frozen, and I was like, oh, okay.
So hold on, the rest of the cards were just alt arts?
Yes, it was
Yeah, they're
no
all
more
arts.
reveals. We actually didn't have that many. It was surprising.
Okay. So we comment questions?
Yes, sir.
Oh, real quick, I would like to say, the Hexplow was very disappointing for me.
Oh wait, yeah, no, go back. I need to know what the Saber Leomon Ace does. Just
Oh
read it
my
off, Sean.
god, I think I'm dumb. I think when I bet you whenever oh my god, it skipped over so many. All right, so it's not my fault. What happened?
You're right,
It's not my fault.
What happened was when I reopened it after it updated, it like took me all the way to the bottom, and I didn't realize it. So I was like, that's surprising. Like we didn't go over reveals for like 2 weeks, but there's like not that many in here. But yeah, there
just edit
was.
this part out.
Yeah, I mean it's whatever.
Bring it back. Hey, we're bringing it back. We're bringing it back.
Oh, Sag.
I do find it funny how Sean decided to update his Discord, and then immediately after, our internet decided to poop itself.
No, I think it was him updating Discord that screwed it all up.
That's what I'm going with.
I don't think so.
Hey, that's Thighsmon.
Yeah.
Oops, all thighs.
So I was right. The updating my stuff maybe to where I can pull these images up. There's Lilith from EX6. And then I think that's Merva. I can never tell the difference between Minerva and Merva.
There's a
It's
difference.
It's crazy that they picked this over something like Rosemon.
That is interesting. I feel like Rosemon would have been a good inclusion. She might be in the set. She's just not pictured here. I feel like she is.
Is she? Okay.
I mean, she must be, right? Because we have Mimi right here. If this will load, never
Yeah,
mind. I was wrong.
And the girl next to Mimi.
Oh, that's right. They both have Rosemon as their ace, don't they?
Yeah. I thought it was like if they're gonna give us one of all the girls, like they would all have like a card.
I think they do, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since I actually looked at the set. But
Gotcha.
I feel like they do. All right. So,
The Saber Leomon's a super rare. Let's go. Gotta be good.
So on play / when Digivolving, 2 of your opponent's suspended Digimon get minus 8,000 DP until the end of their turn. I'm sorry, until the end of your turn.
Okay. What else? What else?
When Digivolving / when attacking, once per turn, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then if your opponent has no unsuspended Digimon, unsuspend this Digimon.
That's okay. I mean, at least you're guaranteed to proc both targets if they're swinging with something and they have another body on the board. You could blast Evo, suspend the other one, and give them both -8.
So, Sean, what's the rest of its effect?
That's it.
That is it, my guy.
No, there's more there, right?
Ace Overflow minus
Overflow.
4.
Yeah.
Keep doing my boy dirty.
I mean, it's cool if
lives up to the
you
dog park,
blast
man.
Evo, it's minus 8k until the end of your turn. It's like it'll persist into your turn if you blast Evo, but
Yeah.
that seems kind of mid. I feel like it'd be better if it were until the end of your opponent's turn.
Yeah.
All right. Hexablaumon, Magic Knight / Witchelney. Witchelney? Witchelney? Security attack.
Word.
Huh?
Witchinley?
Nah, that can't be it. Security attack +1 in Ice Suite. When Digivolving, trash any 4 Digivolution cards of your opponent's Digimon. Then if your opponent has no Digimon with sources, return one of your opponent's Tamers to the bottom of the deck. Okay. Opponent's turn. None of your opponent's Digimon with as many or fewer sources as this Digimon can suspend. Trait has Ice Snow type.
So
at least it's At least it's tamer removal.
At least it's
Cool.
Hexablaumon, but power creep to where if you have sources, you can keep your opponent
Yes.
from. It's
Here's
not
the
just like
problem.
they have to have no sources.
Here's the problem. It does not prevent them from just outing it.
Yeah, that was the problem of the original Hexablaumon is you just
And
out
that's what
it.
the deck needed.
Yeah, you out it, and
It
you're like,
needs a
okay, cool, I can
sticky
play the
boss
game
monster.
now. Yeah.
It just needs a sticky boss monster. And they were just like, no.
They were like, no, you get Ice Sweet and you like it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but it has Ice Sweet, Brandon.
That's not protection.
It is not.
Yeah, but it can kill Magna.
It literally can't.
Yeah, it literally can't.
Yeah, it can. It can kill the Magna.
Nah.
Ice Sweet bodies Magna.
I don't think it does. Tsukaimon. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Among them, add 1 card with Lilithmon and its text to the hand and trash 1 purple card. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Inheritable opponent's turn once per turn when an opponent's Digimon attacks by deleting one of your other Digimon in the attack.
Okay. I will say, he is a devilish little dude. He clearly stole that lollipop from that Patamon.
He did do. Patamon is definitely crying.
He stole candy from a Patamon. How evil can you be?
Also, I almost forgot
Pretty
to mention
evil.
something about this doo-doo Hexablau card. So his effect to stun your stuff is only opponent's turn, so they can still 100% block you.
Yeah, they can block.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, they're going to have less sources than you, so their blocker is going to die no matter what, but you're being blocked.
Are they?
So.
Are they going to have less sources than you?
Yeah, he removes 4 when he comes out, and then you're probably playing cards like Sora Joe. Like,
I'm just saying Magna X has a protection effect.
yeah. So you can't beat a Magna X with it, so this card's obviously bad.
Obviously. Black Gatomon. When Digivolving / on deletion by trashing 1 card in your hand, one of your Digimon gains blocker and retail until the end of your opponent's turn. Inheritable opponent's turn once per turn when opponent's Digimon attacks by deleting one of your other Digimon in the attack.
Why do they look like they're about to drop the sickest mixtape?
Because they are, dude. It's an evil Koromon and evil whatever that is.
That's okay. No, you Digimon illiterate. Okay,
That's a Koromon right there.
that is not.
What is that then?
That's clearly Neiromon.
That's Koro.
Oh my god, no, Sean, stop.
Dude, that looks like Koromon to me.
Sean, why would
clearly
Koromon be in
Yaromon.
this art?
I don't know.
Why would a Koromon be there?
I just said I don't know, Brandon.
Why?
I just know that it is.
It's not.
Dude, that's 100% Koromon. You can't
It's
prove me wrong.
Neiromon.
Nope. Mm-mm. Nope.
Oh,
What's the
boy, I didn't
purple
know
one? You never
Koromon
told me
had
what
a
the purple
tail.
one was. I can't remember what the purple one is.
Pagu.
Oh, okay.
Agu.
It's Koromon
Yeah, I didn't realize
Light.
Koromon had a tail.
Dog, that's definitely Koro. That's his ears. That's the ear.
No, next to it. Next to it. If you look very closely, Sean, you might have to zoom in. That right there, that's his tail.
Nah, dude, that's the rest of his ear. His ear is like curling back.
Oh, it's pierced, so he has a hole going through. He's got gauges.
No, his ear is like it's going and then curling back.
Oh,
my
yeah.
God, it's so
It's
dumb.
curling so hard. It's curling so hard. It's also going back above the head as well.
No,
through
that's
the
the rest.
Gatomon.
That's more of his ear.
Clearly.
Definitely Koro.
God.
Jazzardmon. On play by trashing 1 card with a Rock Dragon or Earth Dragon trait in your hand, draw 2. When Digivolving, if you have 1 or less Tamers, you may play 1 Hina from your hand without paying the cost. Inheritable opponent's turn, Digimon gets 2,000 DP.
That's what I'm talking about. We need more of this where even if we have a Hina on field, we can play a second one.
Yeah. I'm curious if...
Or if we have... Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, or I think if I remember correctly, we were playing something like Hero in the deck as well, so...
Yeah. Unless the new Hina's a memory setter.
There is none.
About that, Sean.
I mean, they could still give you a Hina.
It's not going to be in this
No.
set.
How do
All
you
the
know?
card slots have been taken.
Have they
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Like 100%
Yeah.
confirmed? There's no room for a
100%
white tamer?
Yeah.
Even Caleb yesterday said, man, it kind of sucks we're not getting a new Hina.
Dang, that does suck. That reminds me of Satan mode that we still haven't gotten.
Yeah, the only hope you guys had was it being the secret.
Well, get wrecked, dude. What do they call this? Dragon Link's players in shambles.
Yeah.
Jazzerichmon, on play, de-evo one of your opponent's Digimon. When Digivolving, if your opponent doesn't have a level 5 or higher Digimon, gain 1 memory. Okay. Inheritable opponent's turn once per turn. When an opponent's Digimon attacks, you may change the target of attack to this Digimon.
Okay, so it's just redirect. Okay. Cool.
That's cool.
It's blocking.
Force you to delete their dude so you can play another dude for free.
Oh, yeah, true. Without blocking.
Yeah, without blocking.
That's interesting. That's another way of saying bad. Soccer Mom. Blocker. Okay. On play, if your opponent has no Digimon with sources, unsuspend one of your Digimon. Rule trait has Ice No type. Inheritable when attacking once per turn. Trash a top source card of one of your opponent's Digimon.
Oh my god, it's just bad.
It's Ice Wizardmon.
For the listeners, it's Sorcerermon, not Soccer Mom.
Nah, it's definitely Soccer Mom.
It's just bad.
It's so weird that it's not just Wizardmon. It's like
he's one of the color changes. Like
he's like a palette swap. Yeah.
He's like a shiny Wizardmon.
It's a different Digimon, Sean.
He's shiny Wizardmon. You can't tell me I'm wrong.
Oh
yeah, it's like Sukemon to Patamon, Psychmon to Yeah,
it's the shiny version.
Gabumon.
Then we have higher quality of Hexamidmon.
So disappointing.
Yeah.
Oh great, he's getting an option card. Can't wait for this to suck too.
Yo, Summon Frost. Main. Trash the top 2 sources of all of your opponent's Digimon. If this effect didn't trash, you may play 1 level 4 or lower Digimon card with the Ice No trait from your hand without paying the cost. Then none of your opponent's Digimon with no sources can attack until the end of their turn. Security
so
active.
So it's just stopping them from just Digivolving on top of something and swinging anyway.
Literally nothing.
My point exactly. It's bad. The Absolute Blast from BT5 or 6, I think it was 5, is better than this card.
I don't know about that. Absolute Blast also sucks.
Bot deck's a card.
It does, but you strip 1 source and then you bot deck a card with no sources.
Yeah, but in a deck where you're stripping a bunch of sources, it's probably going to have no sources by the time you use it.
I don't know.
I'd rather have something
that just removes a body.
I feel like you're better off just playing Sorai, no? Like, Sorai is cheaper than both of those cards, and it strips 4 sources and also stuns your opponent's board.
Oh, but you can play a card, John. You missed that. Remember, you can play a card out. This
You
card's
got me,
obviously
dude.
better.
You got me.
Brandon, I just want to say I'm happy for you.
Chris, I'm glad
you got Hexablow support. You should be very happy.
I'm glad you didn't get a new Hina.
It's new. It's a new card, Brandon. It's obviously better.
It must be better because it is new. Those are the rules.
I can't wait for somebody in the comments to tell me how wrong I am. This card's clearly tier 0.
Oh, you're definitely going to get coped on. Mega Dramon. On play / when Digivolving by placing 1 option card with a 3 Musketeers trait from your hand or trash as a Digimon's bottom source. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6,000 DP or less. Inheritable is Piercing.
Cool.
Machine Dramon support.
Yes, sir.
It do be Machine Dramon support. Just wait until you read the next one. It is also Machine Dramon support.
Ooh, Giga Dramon. On play / when Digivolving, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Place 1 option card with a 3 Musketeers trait among them as is Digimon's bottom source. Return the rest of the top or bottom of the deck. If this effect placed, delete one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers with a play cost of 3 or less. Inheritable is Collision. That's really good Machine Dramon support.
Yep.
You know what this feels like every time we get cards like this? They're like, hey, make us this card where its main effect is a different deck's effect, like support.
The inheritable
but the inheritable is Machine Dramon support.
Yeah, this is 100% good Machine Dramon support. Like, giving them Collision is kind of nasty.
Yeah, now you can just force them to die.
Most of them you will have. Yeah, you'll have Piercing.
Yeah.
Plus, you also have the ability to trash the security.
Yeah, like this would be really rough.
Pretty nutty.
Yeah. All right, good Machine Dramon support. Monochromon. Rule trait has Dinosaur type. Inheritable is Piercing.
Okay.
Dorvicmon support.
It's green level 4 that evos for 1.
Ugh.
No. This is all Tyrannomon support.
I
Clearly.
guess so, dude.
I was telling Brandon yesterday, you know
That
how
card looks so cool.
if Rust Tyrannomon had a card like Motimon, the Tama, that you could
It lets you attack.
at the end of turn, bro, Rusty could deal with Magna.
The face you just
So
made.
you had me at, I thought you were going to say, it might be playable, but then you went there, and that's a little too far.
It's the
Yeah,
truth because Rusty literally attacks unsuspended Digimon.
Okay.
And it can get big enough to do it. So it would just attack over it, and then it would die the following turn when you digivolved into another one and then ran it over.
Stop being the comment section. All right, you're not allowed to cope.
On a Starmon, on play / when digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3,000 DP for the turn. Inheritable is Barrier.
Oh no, it's not a warrior. You can't play this in Lord Nightmon.
You can play it in the Star-Lord version.
Yeah. Oh my god, I forgot about the Star-Lord version.
Every time I read a card that has Starmon in it, I think about it. Because there's an option that plays it for free.
Sean, how many of the promo Nightmons were you playing in your Lord Nightmon Valk build?
4.
4? Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's a silly question.
I was thinking. I figured it was 4, but I was like, let me ask just in case.
Yeah, the one you don't max out on anymore is the BT5 Nightmon. Just because you're also playing ace cards. I think it's probably like 2-ish, 2 to 3.
What ace card were you playing? Angelmon? No.
I can't remember if it's Angelmon or I think it was Magna, but it might end up changing to Angelmon.
Yeah, because the Angelmon Valk combo is too strong.
Yeah. You can't do both, but...
Yeah, I was thinking about busting it out because I was like, I really want to play this Valkyremon ace.
It's really fun. Like, if you're... I think if you bring Lord Nightmon to locals, you'd probably have some fun, because you can just dunk on people. The issue is if you're playing against tier 1 decks, specifically if you're playing against Magna, once the Magna X hits the field, you just lose.
Yeah.
No, because he's going to play the 4-cost option in Ruin mode.
Yeah. I'm going to have so many Digimon on my board, Lord Nightmon's going to be like 30k.
Yeah, that's how it's going to work.
Yep. I thought so.
As someone that tested Lord Nightmon into Magna X, it was not fun.
I'm going to hard play so many Sylphimons. No, I have the DNA Digivolve. Never mind.
Yeah, damn. Okay. Thank you for stopping.
Damn.
Moving on. Beelstarmon X. Fun fact, you can actually... Never mind. No, you can't. Beelstarmon
Okay, X. Bandai. Getting all the horny dudes all chubbed up.
I mean,
you see a little bit of cheek.
She's the queen of underboob.
Well, not even that.
Oh, is that a shoddy? Yeah, she's got a shoddy.
Sean, you're focusing on the wrong part. What about her cheek right there?
A little bit of side booty.
Yeah, a little bit of cheek right there.
That's funny. She also has wings like Beelzemon gets whenever he like changes form.
Can we just talk about how Kidmon in the back is jealous he doesn't have an X antibody for him?
Oh my god, he is. He's literally thinking about X antibody. Also, hey, her tits didn't get bigger, at least not noticeably. And she's an X antibody woman.
They're probably bigger.
It's hard to say, but like all the other ones got noticeably bigger. Hers are like they look like they're about the same size.
It's because she's sitting down and like leaning over. We can't tell.
I guess
I bet you if she was like pronounced out, they would be massive.
You're probably right.
Because they all went to the wings and the shoddy.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway.
So Shiva's
on top of podcast.
Shiva's on top of a level 6 Three Musketeers trait without X antibody trait for 1 memory, so she can Evo on top of all of the Three Musketeers megas.
Yeah, I'll say literally any of them.
That doesn't make kid happy.
Yeah. When digivolving, you may use one option card with the Three Musketeers in its text from your hand without paying the cost. When digivolving / when attacking, not once per turn, by trashing 2 cards with Three Musketeers trait in this Digimon's sources, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the highest level and trash the top card of their security stack.
That's really good.
That's pretty nasty.
Definitely that's a mandatory 3 or 4 of in the deck at that point.
That's a 4 of. Gotta be. This is your boss monster.
Yeah, this is your game ender. Because you're also getting the secondary effects of the card you're trashing on top of it.
Yup. Very good card. Very good.
Yeah, she seems good.
Hey,
I like that they made it to where she can
deserving
evo on
of
top of
the
all
rare
of them.
Yeah.
That's pretty nasty.
I think the problem is it might be a little slow because, I mean, yeah, you get to tuck one of the option cards every time you use it, but it's just like you're still having to play a bunch of them and seeing them and whatnot.
Yeah. I mean,
You're gonna play them for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like a lot of your line, like you evo up and they get to tuck for free. And then like Beelstarmon is an ace, so like if your opponent swings, you just ace into Beelstar, do stuff, and then on your turn you can X evo into her.
I will say, I think this deck is going to have the same problem it had when Beelstar first came out. I think it still just hard loses to Red Hybrid.
Probably.
They're not going to care about any of the options and security, and you're probably just going to be able to out-aggro them.
Probably. It'll also have a tough time versus
Magna X, because you can't touch it.
Magna X. And I guess Paladin mode's not going to be a super big deal because this deck is not relying on its trash like the OG version is.
As much.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still stripping all their sources. Now, if you strip the source, does it activate its effect?
I believe it does. Let me scroll back up to one, but I think it just if it's stripped for any if it's trash for any reason, but let me double check.
I thought it said on your turn.
Maybe it did, but I don't remember. That does not have
that one. Didn't. Yeah, that one didn't have.
Oh no, this one. When an effect trashes this source, deval one of your opponent's Digimon. So yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if they do that and strip all your sources, like this is actually protection from Paladin mode.
Yeah, that's actually really good.
I don't like that.
I mean, it'll still strip all your sources, but it'll like they'll lose turn because of it because they're an ace overflow 5. Assuming you don't hard play the Paladin mode.
Yeah, I mean that would be what you have to do so you don't get de-evoed.
Yeah. Which I mean, what is Paladin mode? 8 memory, 9 memory,
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So not a good.
Could be worse depending on the matchup.
Yeah. Still hard playing Paladin mode for how much ever memory it costs is not that bad.
No, it's a good card.
Then we have Capriamon. Inheritable your turn once per turn. When an effect places an option card with 3 Musketeers trait in the Digimon sources, gain 1 memory. So that turns all your evos into cheaper.
I wonder if this is 3 Musketeers support.
I wonder.
I like how the only time we get a good black level 2 is when it's archetype specific. They never make a generic black Tama that's good.
I think the only one that I've seen that's actually generic, that's like I would say is like a good generic black one, is the Doraemon from BT16, where if you're attacking not once per turn, if you have 4 or more sources, draw 1.
Draw 1. Yeah.
That's like one of the only ones I've ever seen that's like generically good for black.
Like blue is probably the king of generic Tamas that I always see play. And then
I don't know the Sunamon
from the start of the game. I'm talking they always have a generic Tama that's very good.
The Sunamon isn't bad. It's like, I mean, if another one of your Digimon Digivolves draw a card.
Blue literally had one get hit. I mean, my case.
Sunamon is good, but it's also like
it's not the best.
It's not the best. It's also archetype specific. People just started putting it in other decks, but like it by itself, it does not do anything. You have to have something else on the field.
Agreed.
All right. Balukomon. On player for the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Paildramon or Hexablaumon in its name and 1 card with the Ice Snow trait among them to the hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Rule trait has Ice Snow type. Inheritable when attacking once per turn. Trash the top source of one of your opponent's Digimon.
There you go, Brandon. It's a searcher.
Bad.
Yo,
what? It's a searcher.
He's surfboarding or snowboarding.
He is. He's surfing.
Yeah, he's
you have
surfing.
No interaction during your opponent's turn with these lines.
Tough titties.
Okay.
They said support. Shushumon. When Digivolving, if you have 1 or less Tamers, you may play 1 Orisa from your hand without paying the cost. Inheritable, your turn. All of your opponent's security Digimon get minus 3,000 DP.
Cool.
It's not bad for a level 4.
Yeah. Okay.
More Vortex cards and Puppet cards.
Galemon. When Digivolving, if you have 1 or less Tamers, you may play 1 Shoto from your hand without paying the cost. Inheritable all turns once per turn. When this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle, gain 1 memory.
Cool.
Okay. Phew.
Dope.
Oh.
Vortex Renaissance. I have not read this card.
This is the secret?
Yeah.
It's one of them, yeah.
Just
Oh, no.
Just be ready to be super underwhelmed.
Uh,
I have read this card, and it's actually a different card in disguise.
if you have a Digimon or Tamer with the Liberator trait, you may ignore this card's color requirements. Thank God, because it's 3 colors. I think this is the first option we've gotten with 3 colors, which is not as good as if it were a Digimon. It's the opposite. Main, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with a Liberator trait among them to the hand, return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Then one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon card in your hand with the Dilution cost reduced by 4. Security, you may play 1 card with a Liberator trait with a play cost of 4 or less from your hand, or trash without paying the cost, and add this card to the hand.
This is a secret?
Yeah.
This screams rare.
So it's going to have an alt art, and it's going to be taking up a secret and an alt art spot.
It would be super dope if this was the first secret they didn't give an alt art to, because this does not deserve one.
Listen.
But I know you're
okay,
right. It's definitely
wondering-
going to have an alt art with all of them.
If you guys are wondering what this card is, what this card really is, it's just green plugin,
Yeah. It's literally green plugin.
but just for the Liberator cards.
Mm-hmm.
This is just.
What is it, like Evolution Plugin S or whatever what it's
Yeah.
actually called?
Something
Dude,
like
this. You know why they printed this one as the secret?
To make
'Cause
people
they didn't wanna
mad
give
that
you
we're
guys
expecting Hina?
No, because what's the other secret?
Beelstar.
Bill Star. So people are like, oh, print it next to something people want. That way they still have to buy the set.
I don't think
Hina would have
that's...
done better.
Yeah,
Because
Hina
then
would have
you
been...
want to buy the set for both secrets.
Yeah, Hina would have been
Having
really
one
good.
secret and one bad secret is not good.
It's not.
I agree, but like this is such a dumb decision. This
Like,
is
If you don't
such a
believe
like.
me, go ask Rapid X how he's doing right now.
Rapid
doing
X is
great.
going to be expensive until people realize it's not going to be as good in the meta. But for right now, it's expensive. Let's see. BT8... BT7... No, I'm trying to think of a set with one good secret and one bad secret. Let's see.
This is just a delay card. This is just a delay card. That's, I mean, basically.
It's not a delay card, but yeah, effectively. It's like a combination of the green plugin, like Brandon said, and blue card.
Yeah, basically.
It's extremely mid for a secret rare 3-color option. Don't know what they were smoking.
Super
It's not even.
underwhelming.
Yeah, that's just. Okay.
And here's where I was at whenever my Discord opened back up. I was at these alt arts.
Aw,
Ooh,
which
that's a really nice
It's
Agumon.
BT12.
that's Agumon. I want that. I
It
need
is.
it. I gotta have
Hopefully
it.
this is textured. If it's not, I'll be disappointed. Then we have the Vmon from BT16.
Ah,
Then we have BT15 Luga.
that's cool.
Yeah, especially since it's the one that doesn't have an alt. Hell yeah.
Then we have the BT16 Pulsemon.
Okay, who
You.
cares?
Luga's on it. Yeah.
That's the best part of that card, I guess.
Then we have this guy
That's
holding a
cool.
Digimon card standing next to an actual Digimon.
That's cute.
Then
That
we
guy
have
sucks, by the way.
yeah. Then we have
What do you mean?
this-
Oh, in the
In
actual.
lore. In lore, he actually sucks.
like
Like, I read the first 2 chapters.
Like he's
chapter
homosexual?
0.
What?
What?
No, he stuck to the card game.
oh, like he's just bad.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I read chapter 0 and I read chapter 1. I still have to read chapter 2. And no, his whole character arc is I have been playing Digimon for months and have never won a single game.
Wow, get good.
That's his character.
Imagine.
Get good.
I
dude.
would have given up. Clearly, the game's not for
Yeah,
you,
the
bro.
game is not for you.
Did you skip over?
I clicked on it.
Oh.
on it.
I was too busy yelling about how much he sucks.
Yeah, you're too
Brother,
upset
they're
about it.
giving this entire line alt arts.
Yeah.
They're like, we are gonna
Yeah.
make you play this deck.
The new pet deck, of course.
Yep, and that is it.
I'm super upset with that secret. That is just
Super disappointing. Shouldn't exist.
yeah.
Definitely should
I'm
have
not
been a
saying it
rare.
shouldn't. Yeah, like a rare, or I guess make it like a super,
If
sure.
I was thinking, right, if I was thinking about every option card they have printed as of yet, and somebody told me they finally gave us a secret rare option card, I would expect it to be on like almost like a Hades Force tier or like a Chaos Degradation tier of
Yeah.
playability.
Especially
What
if it's
about-
going to be 3 color. Like, I get that you can basically play it whenever because everything has Liberator
Yeah,
trait.
yeah.
But it being 3 colors should mean that it's super broken, but it's just not.
What about the Imperial Dramon one?
That one's pretty good.
Yeah, that
Giga
one's
Death
pretty
or
good.
Megadeth.
No,
Hey, my computer's telling me I'm in a flood watch.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
I don't believe it. I don't.
Sean walks outside and he just sees like boats floating and stuff.
I still
Alright.
wouldn't believe it, dude.
It's like not even raining out.
Yeah, I don't think it's raining here anymore either. It might randomly flood though. You never know. Also,
Yeah,
that was definitely
watch out.
Koromon in that image.
You
Oh
son
my
of
god. Alright, what are the comment questions or comment harassment?
Only for you, Chris.
They come after you way more than they come after me. Because I just won't watch the gameplay where I know I played bad. I'll be like, nope, I know nobody's got to say nothing to that.
What?
I just don't watch like the gameplay where I played bad, so I don't see the comments saying how badly I played the deck.
I mean, that's probably best for your mental health if stuff like that bothers you, which it bothers most people, so I can understand.
No, it doesn't bother me.
Oh,
I was
then
just
watch
like
it, puss.
It was just a joke. I
Oh,
do
okay.
watch it. It was
Okay.
just a joke.
Okay. Sorry, I was pulling up the comments, so I didn't hear like your inflection and stuff as you were talking.
It's one of the only ways to learn how to play better is to take some criticism.
Yeah, that's how you improve.
I don't get all butthurt about it. And stop condescending me.
Stop being condescending.
Irregardless, let's get to the comment questions.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Brandon?
Yeah, I'm scrolling through them right now.
So we
No,
have.
we're talking. I said irregardless. Wasn't that another one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not a word.
It unfortunately is a word.
It
why
is
I've-
in a dictionary.
That's why I've never said anything to Brandon, because it is an extremely redundant word, but it is officially recognized as a word.
It's like how skirch is a word.
Exactly. That's in Webster's as well. Look it up. All right. Desmond Milers 3114. Does anyone like playing pre-release for Digimon, or are y'all just waiting for set to drop? I'm doing my first Digimon pre-release this weekend. Don't know how to feel about. The only pre-release I've done before were MTG pre-releases, and they were fun from my experience.
They can be fun. I do like the idea of it. Like, it's cool and all. The only part about it I don't like is it's super luck based. Like, you can look at Ben. He literally pulled 2 Shroudmons and built like a Pulsemon deck.
He's also one of, if not the best player at our locals.
Agreed. Like, it's still fun. Like, but
you're
it
telling
is.
me you're telling
It is
me
very
if you and
luck-based.
if you and Ben would have swapped decks, he still would have done good. With your 3 megas.
I think most
go
people
ahead.
And
I think most people playing my deck, what I pulled, would probably have gotten curb stomped by whatever they played against. I got better decked. I probably should have lost. Like, I think I got lucky versus Will, seeing like aligned Evo up into a mega early against him 2 games in a row. And his deck not being like super oppressive. But yeah, my deck was not good. Like, it is luck based to an extent, but also like if you both pull about the same power level, even if they pull slightly better than you, you can outplay people.
Oh yeah, and it's also fun in the fact it's like you're gonna play cards that normally you probably wouldn't play any otherwise.
Mhm.
Like, there are just like certain good pre-release cards, like Shroudmon.
Yeah,
Like, that
Shroudmon's
card's not gonna
amazing
see-
for pre-release. Yeah,
Yeah, Shroudmon's not gonna see play outside of this, and well, except for the comment section, they're all playing it.
yeah.
But like, it's just fun in that aspect. Now, would I be like, oh, I can't wait to play a pre-release format next week instead of like a regular tournament? No.
I like sealed. Like it's my favorite type of format. I having said that, I did not really like BT16 pre-release, and I think it's because there's so much reading that has to be done because there's so many interactions introduced because there's like little baby archetypes in BT16, and like there's the reason why there's so many draws is because you have to read so much in this pre-release specifically. And I think it's just kind of a bad experience as far as like, unless you're just super familiar with all the cards, which isn't a thing because we just got them.
I don't know, man. The comment section would have me believe these people have encyclopedias in their heads.
Yeah, if people have been playing
Clearly
BT16 for
that very
months.
niche example of where this card is actually relevant.
Yeah, I was not a huge fan of BT16 pre-release specifically, and that has nothing to do with how bad my deck was. I just did not like how much reading had to be done to make sure like you weren't missing any effects with all like your rookies and stuff and some of your level 4s, and also all the Pulsemon cards, dude. So much text. But for the most part, like it's my favorite type of format. Like I really enjoy pre-releases.
I didn't like this pre-release specifically, kind of for the same reason Sean was saying.
You didn't like what?
This pre-release.
Sound like
Sorry, I was
Stitch.
mumbling. I didn't like this one because I don't like this set. Like I've said this already. This set for me is just probably bottom 3, easily. So having to play a deck for 1 round with just cards from this set.
That's right. You got to play one match.
Yeah. Whatever. I didn't care for it, but I do like pre-release as a concept, as a thing. I wish they'd do it for the EX sets. I don't know why we don't get pre-release for EX sets.
I don't know. I guess because it's technically not
A main set.
A main set,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, maybe because they don't design them with pre-releases in mind. Because I remember we did a pre-release-esque event for EX1.
Yeah, we did a sealed.
And that was really rough because if you opened the Plesiomon line, you just
zero Thomas.
zero Thomas before they had the rule where you could just hard play rookie and raising. So like if anybody had the Plesiomon line, they just dunked on you because you couldn't hide in raising. They just attack over your Digimon you hard played every turn.
Yep. That was good times.
But
again, luck based.
No, there was skill involved. If you had the Rosemon, you could out the Plesiomon. There were outs to it. Or if you had the Plesiomon and your opponent had the Plesiomon, you could crash Plesiomons to get rid of their Plesiomon so you could start doing your thing.
Say Plesiomon again.
Plesiomon. And then, there's Chris over here who built an entire Ragnalord deck in our special sealed event we pulled. We did a 1.5 sealed event.
Still lost because he sucks at sealed events.
Yep. But no, I like sealed. It's fun. It's nice opening cards. It's nice seeing what you get, seeing what you can build with, seeing what kind of combos you can make. But yeah, this one in particular just wasn't it.
Yeah, I agree.
Just wasn't the vibe.
Yeah, I like the jank strategies of it. It's fun. I think sealed's probably my favorite format across like any game, just because of like you just get to do little weird interactions that aren't really a thing outside of pre-release.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one was not and we had like 10 draws across 2 rounds.
Something like that, yeah.
And it's because of all of the reading you had to do because of all of the cards and their interactions and stuff. Like this set was not a good pre-release set.
This set's not good.
Yeah. We were yeah, that's arguable as well. We were very fortunate that no one pulled a Magna X in the pre-release because they basically just would have
been tier 0.
Yes, it would have been unbeatable.
The only way they lose is if they don't see the Magna X. It's insecurity.
They don't see Magna X, and they check like the Pulsemon option out of security when they swing at it the turn after they're immune.
Oh no, you just have Magna. Or not Magna, Magna Angemon. Sorry, I will clarify. Magna Angemon lets you touch your security.
Oh, but you have to actually Evo into something.
Oh, you had to get rid of something, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I mean, it's good in the actual deck. Ish.
That's not going to be
gonna do it.
That's not going to be a deck until next set.
Next set, yeah.
Yeah, next set that Magna Angel one's actually going to be pretty good.
Get your pre-release copies now while you can.
For real, dude. They were $10 last night. They might be more now.
Yeah. They will be even more expensive when people realize, oh my god, this is really good.
It's really good with all of the new ones that we're getting in the next EX set, which is in like a month. D. Lacey, 1895. I had a really good question, but I forgot, so you get this one. When choosing a deck for locals, do you consider the stomp factor? If a deck is going to poo-poo on everyone, do you not play it that week for whatever reasons? I consider it, but don't care either way. If you get mad for losing against good decks, that's your problem. That's what I say. I think I know the answer, just farming your engagement. Appreciated.
No, I don't.
Whatever the hell I feel like that week.
Yeah, I don't take mercy on my locals. I take mercy on my content. And that's why I won't play like the same deck over and over. But yeah, if it's tier 1 or tier 0, I don't care. I'm going to play it at least one week.
It doesn't matter what we bring, because there are certain people that will complain no matter what. Like I bought tier 3 decks, and then I actually get like combos to pop off, and then they still complain about it. And
it's like it's been meta for months, and that's all they've seen.
Like, they've seen it for weeks nonstop. Like, I'm playing D-Reaper. I'm like, okay, play Searcher for 1, draw. And then I'm like, okay, Reaper, and I kill you. And it's just like, wow, D-Reaper, huh? And I'm like, okay. Yeah, because I was...
Way to counter deck me.
Yeah. Or I'll bring like...
that 1 week.
Imperial 1 week, and I actually get the Pyldramon combo off, and I'm like killing them real quick. The game's over in like 2 minutes, and it's like, wow, huh? Imperial Dramon, huh? It's like, okay.
Yeah, I don't take mercy on people at locals. I don't. If they want to play their homebrew stuff, and I happen to be playing a tier 1 deck, that's their problem that week.
That's on you.
Yep.
You can't be mad at the tier 1 decks.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, they're part of the game. Like our locals, for the most part, you could play something fun and do like at least 50-50.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Ben is always going to be playing one of his decks that he's trying to master and refine, and that's generally going to be a tier 1 deck. So like if you play against him, you better have like a decent deck that can counter him. Mark
Bagra.
Markham760 says, love the content. When is the podcast coming to Spotify?
When is it, Sean?
So I actually meant to do that like months ago, and then just and then just forgot. So I need to look into putting it on Spotify again. So hopefully in the not too distant future, I'll look into that once again. I just literally forgot about it.
Yeah, I mean, you're also going to be missing some of the visual things we do, like when Chris slammed his table.
Spotify actually lets you watch videos.
Oh, they have a little video version now? That's
yeah, because like the Joe Rogan podcast, if you watch that on Spotify, it would have the actual video on it.
Oh, cool. I don't use Spotify, so I just assumed it was all audio stuff.
I don't either. I wanted to watch a specific Joe Rogan podcast, so I downloaded Spotify to watch it or listen to it, and it ended up having the video, and that's when I found that out.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Like Markiplier's Distractable does. It's a couple good ones.
Yeah. French Toastus says, question for the podcast. Are you guys trolling when you review cards in the set? There is no way on this earth you actually believe Shu Yulin is a good tamer for the Darugomon deck.
See, this is what I'm talking about. We don't have encyclopedias in our heads to just be like, oh, well, clearly the AG is the best option.
Yeah, I mean, in the moment, I was thinking about giving it Alliance.
It's raw thoughts.
Yeah.
It's our first impressions.
It's not like we've been we haven't been theory crafting the Darugomon deck. But I was thinking of the best way to give it Alliance, which you could play Shuyulin in the deck. But yeah, I think AG is probably best. You just want to be able to give it Alliance, because Alliance plus Collision is really nasty. And you're playing a dude for free.
I also don't think these people understand. I don't know about y'all, but I stay in the very present. I am playing what I currently have and what we're able to use and the cards we have right now. I am not looking at Japan's meta every other week, looking at the future cards and future decks and future builds. So I don't know what those decks look like. So yeah, it's like Sean said, it's first impressions like, oh, this could work
Yeah.
in this. Because like he said, Alliance on the Darugamon would be pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean, oh, you have to play this card in this deck. It's all first impressions. And yes, we weren't trolling when we were talking about how bad a lot of those cards are.
Yeah, we were not trolling.
They're bad.
They may be fun to play, but as far as like being meta and playing against Magna X, the
Competitive
format,
viability.
not gonna be
Fun,
good.
fun versus good is different.
Yes.
Please build your Shikuamon deck. Build it and then enter a regional and tell me where you place. Enter into an actual online tournament. Not just go to your locals. Okay? Go to an actual online tournament and tell me where you place and what your record is. And if you haven't dropped by round 3, you're just having fun, right? Because you're X3, you're X2.
You're having a good time.
Yeah, you're just having a good time.
You're probably popping off because the guy across from you on the round 3 also is playing that deck. So you're both.
Yeah,
like,
he's also playing a fun deck.
Yeah.
Okay, so get over it.
This isn't really a question, but I'm gonna read it. Liam McCown 8369 says the TK and Cody dual tamer is actually sick tech on Mastamon come EX6. Movie promo Patamon and BT14 Patamon can go in your bottom end, and the starter deck Mastamon always had issues deleting level 6 or higher Digimon without Lucamon. The tamer just checks if your DNA Digivolved into a yellow Digimon and then de-evos your opponent's level 6. So I mean, yeah, and you also gain a memory. I can see the synergy there. Also, I know it might be a stretch to ask, but you guys should check out Myotismon a little more closely, I think. Loading up on Ukamons and Louis to offload your Digi-Eggs and provide aggression bodies for Malomyotismon and cards like Mist Barrier and Calling from the Darkness are great. And if they die, who cares? You trigger Demi-Meramon to dump pieces in a trash and keep the cards flowing. It's not nearly as slow as it looks at first glance. I disagree. Slow is a relative term. It may have been fast 6 sets ago. Now it is no longer. It is slow compared to the rest of the decks that are actually tier 1.
I will say this. Okay, speaking of Mallow, it will most likely make a couple appearances on the channel because there is one person at our locals who was excited to build it and was picking up pieces for it last night. So if you guys want to see Mallow get pub stomped by Sean's Yellow Vaccine Magna X, let us know. It's probably going to happen.
I'm sure someone that is not at our locals will build a deck list that is competent and will probably work. I still don't know how good the deck will be. I'm sure, again, it'll be another one of those fun decks.
It seems like it would be fun to play.
Yeah, that you can take to your locals and have fun with. It's just not going to be competitive. Again, there's a difference.
That's
you can have.
Sorry, go ahead.
You can build a fun deck and have, like a good time with it. Sure, you can go like even, but like you're not going to take this to like a Worlds or a regional or like a Nats and be like, I'm going to compete with this deck. It's just
casual play. It's good.
Yeah, casual versus competitive is just different, and that's okay if they're different. Like I get a lot of these decks can be people's like favorite cards and stuff like that, but it's just the truth. Like the Cody and TK Tamer, yeah, sure, sounds neat. But do you want to replace a card in the deck that has more synergy with that? Maybe not. Like, it sounds like an interesting tech. Like, it would catch someone off guard. Like, and you could win a game because of that, because they're not going to be expecting it. But, like, in the long run, like, what is it? Long run where you want things to be consistent. Like, consistently. How often is that actually going to come up?
Yeah.
Like, say you're playing in, like, a 10-round tournament. Is that consistently going to be winning you games? Probably not.
It's a play line that always leads to a win.
Yeah. Also, doesn't EX6 Masty answer Megas?
I think so.
So I think it just puts another Digimon into security. I don't think it cares about the level.
So I don't know. I'd have to reread it.
Yeah, I would.
What were you going to say, Brandon?
What I was going to say is I think
it doesn't matter what you were going to say. I'm just kidding.
Damn, he hit me with the rock.
God.
I was going to say that's the problem. One of the biggest problems with this set in general is it feels like every deck that came out of it, like every deck core that came out of this set, was like a for fun deck.
Yes.
The only truly competitive cards we got were tech cards and Magna X. The tech cards being like Ukomon.
Hold on.
The tech card. The tyrant archetype does seem like it's going to be competitive.
Okay, yeah, sorry, my bad. Two.
No. Tyrant. Listen, Tyrant, and I'll even give him this. The Darugamon is a rare, not even a super. That's easy to pull.
Yeah, and so you have to pull the level 3.
I think the Darugamon actually might end up being tier 1. Like, on paper, it seems like it could be competitive.
Agreed. And I said at the beginning of the podcast, my whole opinion on that deck changed once I actually read Collision and found out it affects the player, not the Digimon. That changes it.
It affects the Digimon as well to give them blocker, but Magnex already having blocker
has blocker. But outside of that, it's still like Collision's forcing the player to block, which is really cool. Like
two decks.
Yeah, and the Imperial Digimon. The Imperial Digimon Dragon Mode and Ace are very good cards.
It does seem like it's going to be good, and if like you could potentially beat a vaccine player before they get a chance to Magna X you if you open like the nuts and they open really slow.
If you open properly with the new Pyldramon and the Dragon Mode, you can clear all 5 of their security. Again, so much has to go right. So much has to go right, but it is possible. So you could potentially kill them before they can establish, which is very good. Like, so there are a couple good cards in this set. Like, we're not saying the whole set's trash, but like below like a couple of the level 6s in like higher up cards, like they're just bad.
It's a pretty steep drop off.
Like the Valk Ace, I wish it was till the end of your opponent's turn. I just wish.
God. Like people would be complaining about that. Good. If it's said until the end of your opponent's turn, people would be complaining about that card.
Yeah. Ruin mode would truly have to be hit because you could Valk Ace and then go into Ruin, and it's just a 10k without having to swing.
Yeah. Like the Sylphimon's cool, but like the deck it's played in is just like so mid. Like it's a base deck.
Like I like cards in this set, by my upsetty spaghetti demeanor. Like the Vike Ace, I like Vike Ace. I like his effect. I like
really
his art.
Good card.
But yeah, this set is just still like a bottom 3 set for me. Like every set I don't like still has.
So yeah, Brandon, you think it's a bottom 3 set because it doesn't have Gabumon support, doesn't have Red Hybrid support. We get it. That's why you don't like it. It has nothing that interests you. Anything else, boys?
All right. Adaptive reasoning. This isn't a question, but I do want to comment on it. Top 3 cards in BT16 in order, in my opinion. Number 1, Ukomon. He's going to be in almost every deck that can spare the space as a 2 of. 2, Magna X, King of that Hill. 3, Valk Ace. He's going to be in like every other red or yellow deck as a 1 or 2 of for a long time.
I can agree with that. I think Magna is the strongest card, but if we're not just talking about strength, we're talking about like usability and viability, Ukomon's definitely number 1. Because that card is, and this is what I was trying to explain to Will, it is a free searcher for every card in your deck, except for option cards. Yeah. Dude, we don't get that. Like, any deck that does not have a reliable, like, 2nd or 3rd level 3, you just go, just play Uko.
Mm-hmm.
You don't care about the 1 memory because
you're spending 1 memory to search any card.
Yes, it's such a free search. And if your opponent can immediately out it, the amount of pluses you get off that card is absolutely insane.
Like
I was actually
go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was going to say it replaces Uko in the Bond deck. It replaces Uko in the Numa deck. It replaces Uko in literally every deck. It's just a hard swap.
I was thankful that Will outed one of my Ukomons the game we played when I opened both of them, because my deck was getting real thin because I'd resolved the Ukomon effect like 3 or 4 times by the time he killed one of them, and I was like, dang dude, I kind of don't want to promote next turn because I don't want to deck myself out.
Yeah, it's such a good card. And then Magna has got to be the 2nd card because it is also extremely viable being a 3-color card. The only color it really isn't all that strong in is just black in general, because
it's because black kind of sucks.
Their armor form cards are just.
Do they even have any?
I don't know. I just assume they might.
Oh, I think they got some from this set.
Yeah, I was about to say they got some in this set.
Okay, so they're bad.
Yeah.
And then the third one was what's it called?
Valcase.
He said
Valcase.
Valcase. Agreed. Also, just because again, it's a little mini rune mode, sort of. Not
it is on
good.
top of the ability to out a 13,000 DP Digimon in the right scenario.
So it is also a very good card. Agreed. It's very flexible. I would even say, if not Vikemon, if blue or black were better colors, Vikemon would also be like pretty up there. In my opinion, I think that card's really, really good and slept on.
Yeah, I think Vikemon actually might find a spot in my Bond deck.
Vikemon is very good. It's I know it replaces a lot of cards in the Dark Master list. Devas might find a way to slot it in there.
Yeah. It's just generically a very good ace card.
Right, yeah. It's just a very good ace card. I'm trying to think of other cards.
I mean, the Dragon Mode Paladin, not Paladin. Why do I keep on calling Paladin? The Dragon Mode Fighter Mode combo is pretty nutty.
Yeah, but that's locked into that deck. We're thinking about just like overall very good cards. Yeah. So I think the third slot might be a little bit flexible, like the Dorugamon, if that's again a very specific line. But Valkamon is very, very flexible. So
yeah, that was my secondary Mega at one point in Magna X Vaccine until I realized that Venus is still necessary against like a lot of good decks.
Yeah.
Even though it's not a vaccine.
Yeah, so I agree with that. Ukamon's definitely number one.
Venus. Yeah. MXH1334 says, do you have any plans to bring back the retro series? I got into the game late last year and would love to see how older formats used to play. It doesn't have to be in order of sets released. I think it will be fun if you pick older formats you were a fan of and make videos of them.
Ooh, now that we have the new sim.
I was actually thinking that.
Okay.
Go ahead, say it. I know you want to. Say it.
No, I was going to say you say that until you realize you can't mulligan.
Yeah. But that's part of
that sucks.
That I actually do. I think I'm probably going to bring back the retro series. I was certain that Chris was going to bring up the match that we recorded of 1.5 format that he ended up winning.
Because you couldn't play because your hand was so bad that you can't mulligan.
I lost in my deck. Yeah, that's unfortunately part of the old formats. Is you just
if we're gonna do a retro series, you have to play without the mulligan.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Yeah, because then it's not a retro series. It's a just
play old cards.
What could have been.
Yeah, but the thing is like if you play on the sim, it does put the things out of order because your hand technically should be your security, but you can just choose not to mulligan and it's effectively the same thing.
Yeah.
Because it's still 5 random cards. As far as like what you got dealt as far as like your hand versus security. So like I do intend on bringing that back. Because like I wanted to get to at least BT4 and BT5 because like those are some of my favorite formats.
I would love to play the old Kreskaru on deck again.
Oh god.
From
BT a bunch of bodies.
Oh, 1.5 format?
Yeah.
Okay.
You could spawn out some like really dumb cards with that card and just like
your dude's dead now.
If he's a blocker.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah. I'm definitely down to continue that series. Especially now that we have the sim because it'll be much easier to do. Because like we built IRL decks to do the match I still haven't edited.
I don't blame you. It's bad.
It is, dude. It's rough. The Red Prince 4418 says collision requires your opponent to block. I'm not affecting the Digimon to making my opponent take a game action. That is correct. We did not realize that in the moment. Thank you. Last Step 56 says, I have a question. I'm not trying to be condescending, but did you guys actually play more than 2 decks from the set for more than a week? A lot of these opinions seem to be based on just not even knowing what the deck is, let alone what it does. Shakumon is a full deck utilizing the armors both past and present alongside the movie promos which fill out your rookies. Sliffymon is similar but also can just play Biomon stuff to fill out the deck. That Gautomon is the best card in the deck as well. Also pretty much all the DNA decks play armors and can search and go into Magna X. The eggs are archetype locked. Poyomon is definitely the worst but still works in that deck as you DP minus a lot in that deck and reduce things to around that 2k range regularly. Sheepmon collision forces your opponent's Digimon to suspend. Then you can swing over them once your DNA or they're suspended. So you can remove a security with your own blinding ray, activate Magna X, then collision, and if that's the only mon on the field, he can no longer block. Imperial Dramon is definitely still the best though, but even on that one, you're better off using New Pyodramon since he actually can recover from dying in security to an option. You still have jamming unless you completely dropped the old XVmons, which you absolutely shouldn't be. So Minimon on Pyodramon could have piercing and jamming, go into Imperial pop out level 4s and DNA again to deal damage all over again. You also use the new Tamer to play Wormmon, so you can aggro, next turn play Wormmon off the Tamer and get that champion back, and for cheaper. This comment was too long as is, but maybe revisit the set and play more of the decks.
No.
Okay, so, again, buddy, how are we going to play these decks for 2 weeks? How?
So...
How?
Play it on Drazen.
How?
To answer your question, I actually did test decks with Ben for a while. I didn't put a lot of them on the channel.
I play in the present. I play with what we have now.
The decks you mentioned, like we talked about, are going to be fun. Yes. But I don't think you guys are understanding how powerful Magna X Vaccine is going to be. It is going to be extremely oppressive, and it's going to dunk on these decks you mentioned.
Listen to how much he needed to happen just to outrun.
Yeah.
Look, you have to have not just the Sheepmon, you have to have another Digimon. Then you have to DNA, and then you have to do this. You have to have a blinding ray. Then you can go into your Magna. No, why? You have to have so much happen for you.
Yeah. And if your vaccine opponent also has a Venusmon and Pillowmon next to the Magna X, how is any of what you just described happening?
Yeah, you're screwed.
Hey, you literally go back and watch.
You have to deal with the Magna X the turn he comes out before they can establish a second body that's going to start protecting him.
Yeah.
Dude, go back and watch the Tyrant video. Yes, I played the deck extremely poorly. But even if I wouldn't have, what was I supposed to do when he established Magna X plus a pillow? My deck just gets shut down after that. I have to Shine of B. I have to Shine of B the Pillowmon away just to even be able to use the Tyrant's effect. Or I have to start hard playing stuff, and it just doesn't work because I still can't do anything to the Magna because
swing at it.
Its effect was always active.
Yeah.
What was I supposed to do?
You weren't.
Exactly. Like, yeah, okay, buddy, I want this guy who wrote this comment, okay, start a YouTube channel, okay? And I want you to start uploading gameplay of you consistently beating Sean's yellow vaccine deck with those decks. And then, you know what? I'll shut my mouth. I won't say nothing.
Those decks are going to be fun, and some of them will be good. But they are just going to lose most of the time versus the best deck in the format.
We're walking into a format where the exact same thing that happened last format is going to happen this format, where one deck warps our format around it. Because, let's be honest, Devas doesn't top unless it has good matchups into Numa.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that stuff is going to happen in this format, except it's going to be these decks can actually deal with Magna X, so they have a fighting chance, and they will be up there alongside Magna X.
Yep.
Magna X will still be here, but because those decks can compete with him, they'll be right here.
Yep.
Does
Fanglong be down here?
Does Fanglong say to the end of it, your turn or your opponent's turn?
Your turn.
No.
See, even that can't answer Magna.
Yeah.
It'll still, because people will still play Numa into the Magna because they're hoping to kill it before it can establish.
Yeah, you could potentially out aggro them with Numa if you open up well enough.
Yeah.
Big if,
so
though.
people might still play Devas to counter that, but the problem is I think Devas just loses to Magna X, right?
Yeah.
I think because of this, Mirage has a chance of dropping off.
According
Mirage
to
can still kill pretty fast.
Mirage can still kill you even with the Magna X.
Yeah, they need to adapt. I think they need to start playing the level 5. That means your attack can't be redirected.
I think so too.
The security,
they need to like max that out. Yeah.
Yeah, and they need to pray to Jesus they don't hit an HJ.
Yeah.
Pray, because if you hit HJ, you are Omega Dead ×3.
Yeah. Well, no, because they don't have jamming. HJ is only -12. And they have so many cards that give jamming now. So, like, why would they care?
Oh, yeah, the security is only 12, isn't it?
What they have to hope is that you don't have a Venusmon on the field the turn that they might potentially pop off on you.
Yes.
And stun them out of the game.
Because I agree with you, Sean. I can see why Ben would want to play the Magnadramon for the mirror match. But I think Venusmon is a better card for more diverse matchups.
Yeah, in addition to answering the mirror because it keeps their Magnex from gaining invulnerability.
Yeah, like I said,
I can
guys,
see
earlier,
why Ben would say that.
Yeah, like I was saying, guys, earlier, we do not have encyclopedias of every single deck and every single card just stuffed in our heads at all time.
Yeah.
So if we say something stupid like, "Oh, I don't see how this works," that's probably because we haven't looked into it.
Yeah, because we literally just don't see how it works.
I'm not going to sit there and theory craft a Sylphimon deck. You know where Sylphimon's in my mind?
It
isn't. I don't think of Sylphimon. I don't think the Shakuamon deck.
Speak for yourself. Nothing I say is dumb.
I'm never wrong, ever.
Yeah, you're right. He
Not even if there's a fire.
Baked potatoes.
Yeah, that's LT.
Your wife made me some great baked potatoes last week.
Oh yeah, dude. She like butter soaked them before they got baked. Those things were delicious.
She was more bruised than the potatoes afterwards. It was really weird.
Hey yo.
Is that you convincing her to make the potatoes, Brandon?
I don't know what he meant by that.
Convincing?
I don't know.
Was she running into the tables or something? I don't know.
She brought him his potato into the room, and then I just heard a bunch of like loud punching noises. And she came back. She was all bruised up.
Yeah, how dare you bring me this delicious baked potato?
I told you I'm busy.
You said not enough butter and cheese, woman.
I'm downloading the sim. Leave me alone.
Nah, that was the day I was setting up my emulator.
People could hear you on the phone during our gameplay sim.
No, remember that guy deleted his comment. We don't have to worry about it.
He did, yeah, that never happened.
Okay.
Crimson 35124 says, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you see your line faster than a Magnex vaccine player, Dragon mode would allow you to go into the new fighter mode and bot deck the yellow vaccine player every time he uses training card Evo, Emissary of Hope, or Patamon sort of main phase effect. Would Blastage Evolving also count as Evolving by an effect, thus also triggering this Dragon mode? Yes, it would. Also, if you choose to Evo into BT12 fighter mode instead, you could clear sourceless wide boards like Nume Davis, which synergizes really well with the Source Strip effect of the new Davis and Kin, as well as BT12 Source Strip Palindromon. So, yes, the answer to your question is yes. Unfortunately, your opponent is fully aware that you could do that, so they would play around that. And once once they Evo
not dumb players.
Once they Evo into Magna X, it doesn't matter if that Evo was off of an effect, because their effect is going to trigger first because they're turn player. So even if you trigger Dragon mode, Evo into fighter mode or whatever, it's going to be immune already, so it's not going to do anything.
Yeah. The problem is you always have to start these scenarios with, but if it goes better for me.
Or, but if my opponent reads my cards and knows what I'm capable of doing.
They are all Brandon situations where everything is going right for you.
Yeah.
If everything is going
breaks and can't play the game.
Yes.
But what if they can't play? Then my deck is tier 1.
In all those decks, if everything is going 120% right for you and nothing is going right for your opponent, sure, you can win. But let's say it's an even footing. Who's going to win there?
The tier 1 deck. The tier 0.
A better deck.
Tier 0 deck.
In my opinion, it's tier 0.
Yeah.
In my opinion, is a smarter player going to beat a worse player? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, these things happen. But when you're on even footing and you're both evenly knowledgeable of the game, and you're playing a tier 2 deck and they're playing a tier 0 deck, yeah, I think the tier 0 deck's gonna win. My bad.
The first
crazy
reply to this comment is from Dylan VS6SF. All of those work. The issue is they require your opponent to play into them, and that doesn't do anything to Magnex itself, as the Magnex player has turn player priority if they use, say, Emissary to go into Magna X. So even if I Emissary into Magna X or play Awakening into Magna X, I have turn player priority, so it doesn't matter that you do your thing. I'm already immune.
Yep. Good job, Dylan. Dylan gets it.
Dylan does get it. Mark.
I just read this one.
It seems to be Roman numerals, but I don't know if it is. Is it? I don't know. It's Mark Roman numerals. I cannot tell if BT16 discussion is bait. It is not bait. I think you guys don't understand how powerful Magna X is. Our entire BT6 discussion was based around whether or not that deck,
what the top deck's about to be.
Whether or not that deck was going to be competitive versus Magna X. Those decks are going to be fun to play, and some of them may even end up being tier 1, but they will not consistently be able to beat a Vaccine Magna X deck. So that was the frame of our discussion.
Yeah, there's literally a comment like 2 steps down talking about how a card is actually good. The Demi Vmon isn't bad. It always gives your Vmon based Magna X decks plus 1000, so you can't lose to yellow Vaccine Magna X. They literally can't attack or you block because your Magna X will always be bigger.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry, Johnny.
That's how it works, yep.
It's the Sunamon all over again.
Dog, that is cope. That is so cope.
Listen, okay, Johnny, let me tell you this. Let's say you're playing, and again, this is going to be against the yellow Vaccine mirror match, okay? You just lose.
Their Magna's probably going to be like 18, and they probably have a Venus sitting next to it.
Yeah, if they Venusmon you on your turn, they can just HJ you on their turn and just be like, LOL.
And now you're dead.
Yep.
But they HJ you back.
What you need to do is you need to build your Magna X and HJ their Magna X. Oh! Wait. Sorry, he's immune.
Yep.
Them's the breaks.
Let's see.
You know what? I'm tired of answering these. I think all of these comments are right. I can't wait to see the tier 1 Sylphie deck that wins Worlds this year.
According to Ben, it's the best one out of the bunch. He's been testing with Josh extensively.
You think Sylphie's better than Pyldramon?
I mean, that's a DNA deck, but that's not like a new DNA deck. I think just in the frame of like the new DNA decks.
Okay. Oh, I agree. Out of the new ones, I think the Valk Sylphimon decks are the best one. Yeah, for sure.
The only reason he thinks that is because Sylphimon could potentially answer Magna, because it'll minus it, and then you can like hard play an Angelomon next to it, and that outs the Magna X at the beginning of your opponent's turn.
Yeah.
Having said that, if you just play Venusmon, that doesn't happen. But
so I guess that's how you would have to play the deck. I see people talking about Dino B, but your better second level 5 would probably be Angelomon, huh?
Most likely. I think an Ace would probably be your best bet. You would need... Every single deck being built in this format needs to be thinking, how do I answer Magna X once it hits the field? Because it will hit the field if you're playing against a tier 1 deck. You need to have a consistent out to it. And if you don't, your deck is not tier 1.
I just realized.
You either need to ignore it, like Mirage has the ability to ignore it, or you need to be able to out it.
Yes.
I
can't do one of those two things. It's not, your deck is literally not good this format.
Imagine what was it BT? Which set had Apocalypse
15.
EX X5.
Imagine what our EX.
BT15, you're right. I'm stoned.
Yeah.
I was thinking of a
Imagine what our BT15 discussion would have been if Apocalypse wasn't coming out at 1 and it was like at full, and we were telling everyone, hey, Apocalypse is going to be tier 0. It's super oppressive, and everyone commenting, no, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
But what about this? What about the super unique interaction that I thought up when I opened the nuts?
It only made most of Japan's player base quit the game.
But what
It's not
about
that
this?
impressive.
But what about this? Guys, no, you're sleeping on this. Imagine. Do you want to know why Magna wasn't seeing a whole lot of representation? Back when
Until
it first got released?
hit.
Until Apocalypse got hit, because Apocalypse was dominating that hard. And now I'm going to get the comments. Comments are going to say, no, Chris, we wouldn't have said that. That's not the truth. We wouldn't have said that. Because guess what? You never had to experience it like Japan did.
Yeah, Apocalypse can ignore Magna X and just deck you out. So that is one of the decks that could have just been like, okay, cool, dude, I'm just going to win anyway.
Oh no, I can't touch you. Well, I can touch your deck.
Oh no, mill 20 cards.
This is the
Bye-bye
word.
deck. Alright, any other comments?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Warrior NK. What is a dish native to the culture of Florida? From the Digimon scene, players in Digimon included, who are you inviting to a 4-man summer barbecue cookout?
Okay.
I don't know if there's a native to the
skip
culture of Florida.
Seafood. Seafood, because it's fresh.
Oh yeah, seafood, definitely.
It's gotta be
Especially if
seafood.
you're on
I've never.
All I hear about though is like from like people that not that I talk to, like podcasts and stuff. If they talk about like living in like the middle of the country, like a middle of America, they all hate seafood because it's got to get shipped there, and it's just bad by the time it gets there.
Okay.
Yeah,
I guess
so, like
I've just been
fresh
spoiled.
yeah, like Red Lobster here is always gonna be 10 times better than like a Red Lobster in like the middle of the country because of where it's got to get shipped from.
Guess that makes sense.
And
Also,
who am I?
We just have like little mom and pop like seafood restaurants out here that are absolutely like goated. Apparently,
Yeah.
I haven't been to any of them
And
yet.
like
but me and
like
Dee,
fresh
they're on our
oysters,
list.
you can get those at a bunch of places.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I've just been spoiled and never really thought about that. But yeah, I guess that's the answer.
I mean, we also have like southern dishes, like your gumbos and stuff like that.
Southern food.
I don't like gumbo.
Yeah. I'm not a fan either.
It's too soup adjacent for me, and I don't like soup.
Yes, soup with rice in it just doesn't sit well with me.
So you guys don't like rice pudding either? Love rice pudding.
Is awful.
I think I do, but I like tapioca. That's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of tapioca pudding.
Tapioca pudding's the same thing. Okay, so then he said, who would we invite to a barbecue from like from the Digimon like series?
Digimon
Is that what he's
scene,
asking?
players and Digimon included. Does he mean real people?
I'm gonna go
know.
with real people.
I want to go with like the kids from the show and the Digimon.
Yeah,
I'll take Gabumon.
Of course you would. You gonna take Matt too? Little whiny Matt.
No.
Matt. I'm taking the Gabumon. I'm taking the Wormmon, right?
Okay.
And then I'm taking Matt's dad because he's a divorced single white male. That dude probably knows how to grill.
Fair.
Okay, I'm bringing because we've seen it. I'm bringing Davis and Vmon because they actually run a ramen shop. They own a ramen shop and they could just cook us really good ramen. And it'd be hilarious to see them piss Sean off with Vmon's New York accent.
Dude,
I hate hearing him talk.
But Davis.
There's someone else who can cook.
Someone's holding his nose close.
Really?
Oh, and bring me to Kato because his parents run a bread store, so he can bring the bread. And who in 01 can cook, Brandon? Was it Joe?
I know
one of them was a pretty good cook. No, it was Matt, wasn't it?
I think it was. It might have been Matt. I can't remember honestly.
Was it Matt that cooked for TK, or was it Ty that would cook for Kari?
I don't know. It's been so long. I mean, I remember they like roasted fish. They made like eggs.
I couldn't bring. I hate to say it, but I can't bring Agumon. He'd eat all the damn food. Yeah, he'd eat all the damn food. We wouldn't have any left over.
You can't bring Patamon either. Somebody might just mistake him for a loaf of bread and try to eat him.
Yep.
I think my answer would be Ken.
Okay.
And then Angelwomon X, Lady Devimon X
Ah,
and
okay.
Lilithmon X.
Get your wife in here. You need to tell her your heinous crimes being committed here.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that would be it. Ken is the only one from the first 2 seasons that I could actually tolerate being around. The rest of them, I think adult Mimi I'd probably be able to tolerate. But the rest of them just get on my nerves. Like Joe's super whiny. Most of them are whiny. Izzy would get on my nerves with his actuallys.
Actually?
Yeah.
Actually?
Izzy's literally the nerd emoji.
Even Ty? You think Ty's whiny and annoying?
Yes.
He's only like that because of Matt.
No. He's like that because of who he is as a person.
If Matt wasn't around, I think if Matt wasn't around, Ty would be a way chiller person.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think any kind of conflict turns him into a whiny little kid.
You know what? I agree with Brand. We got to bring Gabumon. He's very good at spotting people with guns. So we would need to know if anyone's packing.
Yep.
Is he?
It's a hidden skill of Gabumon.
In the movies, man.
He's like, he has
guy's got a gun.
Nah, he has a gun.
So it's canon that he just has a gun scanner?
No. It's like
the guy's just holding the gun. So he just says it out like,
he's got a gun.
Did you skip over Crimson's question, or was I just spaced out when you read that?
No, he read it.
Oh,
about the predictions.
I completely missed that part of the comment. I apologize, Crimson.
I was reading the whole thing, and I was like, oh my god, he mentioned Beetleborgs. They're right there, by the way.
I skimmed that first part to look at the rest of it as I was scrolling. I just missed it. Crimson35124. Comment question for next week. What are your predictions on how the tier list will shift in BT16?
I think we have talked about this slightly. So, Vaccine Magna will be top.
Mm-hmm.
And then decks that can compete or interact with it will be up there with it. So Mirage still has a shot because of that level 5. Ukamon, Numa, Rush still has a shot because you can outrush. Tyrant has a shot because it's Tyrant and you can just make them swing into it and you're cool. You guys were saying the Dex Doru deck has a shot? Or the Doru?
I do.
I think so, because if they just do their combo and you don't have Venusmon or a second body on the field, they'll just run over your Magna X after forcing it to block and make it armor purge.
If you see the proper pieces and can set up properly, yes.
And if you play against anything not playing Magna X, you just probably kill them pretty quickly.
Yeah, you probably just kill them. I think Red Hybrid still has a shot this format because there are cards that make Magna X a little like they're a little afraid. Like Atomic Inferno, are they going to block and give you 3 free memory? You have access to BT7 Emperor and Marsmon that can also make it very awkward for them to either get raided into or get like they don't want to block it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Venus does exist though, so look out for that.
Venusmon literally just answers that entire deck.
I know this is gonna sound like the comment section. I don't think it'll be tier 1, but I think you can definitely breach into it. I seriously think Grace Nova will be okay. It's got another level 3 now, and it's got another level 4, so it adds its consistency. But I mean, let's be serious. Let's be honest. Ukamon 2, let's be honest. Hear me out. The Apollomon, it can potentially swing for 3 to 4 checks pretty early, and it's going to be massive.
Mm-hmm.
So Magna can't block that. And then if you can establish the Dianamon and then go into the Grace Nova at the start of your opponent's turn, I mean, it puts a bunch of pressure on an opponent. Now it's still not
as well.
Yeah, Imperial. It's still not super consistent because it's literally the definition of combo deck. But I do think I don't think it's something you could take to an 8 to 10 round tournament and
hope to top the whole thing.
Yeah, consistently win with, but it's still something that's if your luck is at 20 that day, you can have good results.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it's tier 1. It's definitely tier 2, but I think it's top. Yeah, it's top of tier 2.
I'd say it's Rogue.
I could see it breaching into it.
But of course, Imperial will also have a good standing because it does have some answers to the Magna. And it also is just generically a fast deck that gets a lot of checks in early.
Yeah. Oreo X1000 says if they hard play Magna X and Fenris swings with enough bodies, doesn't he just delete it in this scenario? Yes. I'm not sure why you're asking that question. I don't know if we said anything, but if you hard play Magna X, he does not have an effect. He has to have an armor form in his sources or Magna X in his sources.
What is Magna's play cost? Like 15?
Probably.
No, like 12?
No, he's like, I think he's 12.
13?
I think he's 12.
I wonder if Oreo's trolling.
Here's 10 memory.
He might have just been trolling, yeah. Obviously, you can if they hard play Magna X. If you're playing against the Sim bot that just hard plays Magna X from hand and gives you 10 memory, yes, you can easily out it.
Maybe he meant Digivolve. Yeah, Lugamon will have a bunch of bodies. And it could, like, Lugamon, did you mention Lugamon, Brandon? Because that's also a deck that could be tier 1. Because it can have a bunch of swings and a bunch of damage.
Yeah, it can just combo kill you.
Yeah.
But that's why Venusmon and Pillowmon are good card choices.
Everything I needed.
Yeah.
Luga's another good one.
He also says Congo exists and Police Brigade just drop this on your push turn and Vaccine Armor is stuck during their turn. While it requires setup to do in the card in question, I think black decks like this are better positioned to answer VA. So fun fact about Congo. Congo keeps you from recovering. It does not keep you from removing cards from security, so it will not stop them from triggering their Magna X effect. You could still Patamon, you could still TK, you just can't put a card back. That's all it stops.
You can still Emissary.
This was another reason why I think the Doragumon has a decent because their option lineup does work a little bit better going into yellow matchups, like the Kongu and the
Breath.
The breath, because they have access to both those cards.
Yeah.
Final Zubagon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that one's a little bit more.
I'm saying
I don't know if you
big blocker.
Yeah, true. It would give it reboot and stuff like that, and I guess with Alliance it would meet the criteria to get the extra check.
Well, you'd have to. No, does Final Zubagon check DP before or after?
So Zubagon gives you DP, but you have to be at the threshold to trigger the security check and all that extra stuff when you activate Zubagon. You can't get it later from an effect and it'll be like, oh, okay.
I think some of the cards do give it DP though. Like I think you because you only have to reach 13, right?
The Dorumon gives you 1,000 all turns, I'm pretty sure. And I want to say Darugumon gives you, like, isn't he 13 or is he 12?
I think he's 12.
Well, if he's 12 and you have the Dorumon, he's 13k right there, so you would get the extra effects from Zubagon.
Okay. But the point, you wouldn't also maybe want to play that unless you have the piercing underneath it with the Kosuke?
Yeah.
I think it's the Kosuke
he gives you piercing.
Because if they use Magna to block, you're not getting the damage. So like the final Zubagon punch is pointless.
Yeah.
But like into other matchups, I agree. The final Zubagon punch could be like kill shots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you're doing a bunch of damage.
Don't they also have the level 5 inheritable lets you unsuspend? Am I misremembering that?
I don't remember what the level 5 did.
No, I think the level 5. I can't remember.
I want to say it plays a guy if you delete someone in battle.
Yeah, it plays a guy.
Yeah.
Which also doesn't happen if they armor purge.
Yes. Okay.
Avocado Loco says BT16 review section TLDR equals Q card, but it's not Magna X. That is correct.
My guy.
That is 100% accurate. That is our thoughts on BT16 as a whole.
Good arts.
Dylan VS6SF says Grace Nova's way of dealing with Magna X is that with the Galgamon you can keep turn while doing your combo. If you have Blue Tamer out already, you can get both level 6s in the stack, then you go Grace Nova at the start of your opponent's turn and strip all their sources and delete Magna X. Crescimon also makes them have to trigger protection before they can swing. Collision actually does affect Magna X. While it doesn't gain blocker, the must block part affects the player, and as Magna X has block already, if it is the only Digimon, it must declare the block. Not that it really does anything against 15k Magna X. Dylan gets it.
Yes. Dylan does get it. We agree, Dylan.
Yes.
And then Adam TCG says, I love the chemistry of this podcast. Great job, fellas. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for not just pointing out one of us and saying, "Oh my God, that one guy in the podcast."
Oh my
is so
God, I want to be Chris so bad.
cool." Yeah, I
Let's
don't know why.
go.
I don't
You
know
don't
why
want to
guys
be
look
me.
at him.
Chris is
I
my
don't know why you guys look
king.
at him. Yeah, and think, yeah, I want to be that guy. Like what?
Sean is just the spectator, and he just watches me get all the love and Brandon get all the hate.
I don't know. I'll go to your comment section on that. Every now and then, I'll just go read the comments on that. Deva versus
Levia.
what were you playing that week?
Levia.
Levia.
Yeah, or the tyrant one that we just did.
Yeah, that one too.
Lots
That
of people
is a
questioning Chris's plays.
textbook, like, hey, this is how you don't play the deck. You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm.
That was a
helping you.
tutorial. Yeah, it was a tutorial for you. It's making you realize what not to do. And you know what? I felt justified, and I said this last night. Ben messaged me on Discord and he goes, Chris, I think you're right about the Niaromon. You need the DP. I said, thank you, Ben.
I disagree.
Now, am I saying I don't also still want to play the Motimon? Yeah, I do. But I also agree that the 1000 DP from the Niaromon is important.
Yeah.
If only you could have two, Tama.
You're right.
You can.
Whoa. DNA, did you evolve?
You can have 5 different Tama. Did you know there's no rule stopping you from playing 5 different Tamas?
I was talking about in the same stack.
Oh.
It doesn't matter if all... You know what? That's perfect. I'll play nothing but Ukos. Oops, nothing but Ukos. All different Tama colors.
I mean, I didn't say there has to be different colors, but yes, there's nothing stopping you from playing 5 different colored Digitamas.
Let's hope I hatch my green Tama. Shoot, it's the black one.
Uh-oh. Guess we're hard playing from here, boys.
Uh-oh. Alright, Brandon, do the end.
Do the end.
Screw you. You can't tell me what
Do the end.
Did it. Do the end. Do the end.
No unhinged food topics this time?
No. We're all fat enough as it is, according to the comment section.
Yeah.
That was caused by a comment question that one time we were talking about.
Yeah, you asked about the potato.
Yep.
Potato.
Yay.
Nice sick.
Now I get to open my box now.
Yep, I want to know immediately.
I'll send you guys a picture.
Sean, do it right here.
Yeah.
Do it on stream. I promise. Me and Brandon will be really quiet.
You mean just open it while you're sitting there?
Yeah, we're just sitting there like this. We're like, come on.
Magna.
I mean, I can do it.
Where's
Every
the
time you open a card that's not Magna, that's not Magna. That's not Magna.
Needs more Magna. Needs more Magna inbox.
Nah, I'm about to go eat.
Yeah, I gotta use the bathroom.
I'm hungry.
Alright, Sean, have fun
All right.
opening your box.
I'll do my best.
Blessed be your polls.
Thank you.
Yes. Alright, boy.
Eh.
Deuces.